All right.
Hey, we starting to get hungry?
Yeah.
Alright, I have to leave. What you wish you would have asked me? Hey, bro. Good. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. 1.
This right here is an Oreo cookie mochi waffle.
I get caught up in this goddamn social media shit, watching people's stories and shit. All right. I need to plug this phone in because the charge is low. But this morning, what up? What up, bro? This morning, pulling out the Angela's acrylic leather paints. Let's get a nice pencil. That's not plugged in. Let me rearrange some shit real quick because I really want to use this side. It's warm again now, so oh, I haven't had it yet, bro. Matter of fact, let me hit somebody right now.
I'll be right back.
Okay. Hurry up. All right. ESBC. When was the last time a good boxing game came out, yo? I really ain't never played nothing but like the fight nights. I played the first fight night, and then I played a fight night. It didn't have a number on it. It was called Fight Night something like Fight Night Main Event or some shit like that. But it wasn't part two. I think it was like the third one or the fourth one, but they didn't put a number to it. ESBC boxing.
Bright lights, big city. We are in Las Vegas, Nevada, the fight capital of the world. What better place to splash onto the scene? Esports Boxing Club, the brand new boxing video game launching later this year. We are at the Venom, who's hoping for a showdown later this year with Canelo Alvarez. And how about the clubhouse leader for the knockout of the year in 2021, Oscar Valdez Jr., for what he did.
When you start your career mode, this will obviously impact things like your retirement. So we'll go with 18. So weight, we have divisions from flyweight through to heavyweight. A simple case of changing the color on the skin itself. The action in Esports Boxing Club. Not only that, they are creating an exclusive line of gloves that will only be available in the game.
What's the line?
I think we're just downloading the app.
Welcome back, sports gamers. It's the Natural. I have the Elite Esports Boxing Club trailer for you guys, which covers licensing, the full roster, new features, and the release plan.
This is the fight sports landscape. Look at the flow here between the late great Arturo Gatti and Conor Benn. Even Conor's tattoos jump off the screen. Customizable career modes, players can sign with a promoter, get a trainer, and a cut man on their way to the ESBC World Title with their favorite boxer, or they can create their own fighter with the immensely detailed character creator. Online multiplayer plans include exhibition fights and ranked leaderboards. And we will be holding officially licensed world championships, which will involve the WBC and Ring Magazine. So why has the world had to wait so long for a brand new officially licensed boxing game? Well, unlike the NFL, NBA, where you sign a deal with those leagues to make a video game, we've had to go out and sign individual agreements with each boxer, trainer, manager, and promoter. And we have let that derail us as we try to achieve the impossible. With nearly 100 fighters already signed, including many of your favorite Hall of Famers, we are well on our way to solidifying the best boxing roster ever assembled. And we'd love for you to be a part of it. Whether it's on PS5, Xbox, or a number of other consoles, Esports Boxing Club will be the biggest fight game released this year. For more information on how you can be involved in ESBC, contact me directly, todd.grisham at
I never really think about that shit. That, for other games you can just make a deal with the league itself, but with boxing you got to go out and make deals with each individual boxer. Then how do they? Well, the UFC, they keep putting out UFC games, so they just make a deal with the guy UFC. I forgot his name. Yeah, that's crazy.
Raspberry Range Shave Gel Razor.
On Bravo 2, Truck 26, Medic 5, 7110 South Point Parkway, Fall. On Bravo 2.
Yeah, we're good. We're going to wait for an ambulance for the PD officer. He's in our squad truck getting warmed up. He was in the water for an hour.
Okay, I guess that's what I just heard. Dispatch an ambulance. I just want to make sure everybody was okay.
Yeah, Russell, you got a vote available. Go to 5101 Limbar Drive.
Wait, 23.
Section
Again.
Nolanville, Paragon Mills. Do you need us anymore?
There's major flooding going on in Nashville. So we are bringing a lot
I'm
of
talking to Chief. I give it to you. I think it's 592 Paragon Mills.
One of the chiefs is here. You can't really get there without a boat. That whole Paragon Mills there is probably a couple hundred feet across of swiftwater.
Paragon
Okay, I'll get a
Mills.
boat up as soon as I get one available.
Paragon Mills in Nashville. There's a Paragon.
right channel. Everything's special option.
There's a Paragon Mills Road.
Copy that.
Where am I located right now?
Medic 37. What location on Edmondson are you headed to?
Yo, that shit crazy. I'm looking at this shit now.
From the other
In
direction.
Nashville, yo, this shit looking wild, son.
Fire system, I'm correct.
Yo, this is Nashville, Tennessee, like right now. Yo, look at the RV, bro. Yo, this shit is crazy. Oh my god. I gotta get full coverage on my shit. Oh my god. Oh my god. Wow. 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 They got motherfuckers coming through with the boats, with the rescue boats. I can't even imagine. Yo, and I live less than a mile away from a river. And when I bought the house, that's a part of like owning this property in the city. It's like mandatory to have flood insurance. You can't buy a house on this side of town if you're not gonna put flood insurance on your house, Joe. I mean, you got it. That shit is mandatory. But we haven't. They say they haven't had a flood in this area since the late 70s. They say like 1978 or 79 was the last time it had a flood. I guess similar to something like this where it was like damaging, and they built up new levees and stronger supports and all this shit. And they say ever since like the late 70s there hasn't been a flood, you know, of any real significance. But just because we're in proximity of that river, you gotta keep flood insurance, yo. Just never know. But that shit look crazy, yo. Got cars fucking damn near covered in water.
Here's a post from Nashville severe weather. That's a big account.
8 or 10 or so that's already walked out and their cars won't run. If we can think about how we're going to get them up to a industrial location.
Fieldstone Farms in Franklin up behind Publix east of Hillsboro. Drainage ditch turned into a raging river and went from nothing to 4 feet of water in the road in 30 minutes.
Chief, we had a building collapse. They're sending medic unit for a building collapse.
Building collapse where? They just said a building collapse.
I haven't had a report of one.
No, but then they're saying there's not one, so we'll see what we hear about that.
It's a 5101 Limbar Drive, and that's the one you're on.
Yeah.
Hey, Chief, I think that I know what that is. We've had 2 patients, and we're just getting another message on the scene with us. That copy. No further.
Guess no building collapse.
Medicaid team, copy that traffic.
All right, if you're hearing updates, give me a shout on Twitter.
I just know
at
5101 Limbar Drive. They got some people trapped in a building and they said a kid was having a medical emergency. They haven't got the kid out yet. I'd like to get a booking route.
That's copy. Squad 1, you copy. We don't have a name. It's 5101. Copy. All information time, they should be just about on the scene.
5101 Limbar, where they're going to send people over, this is Sec Nashville. That's the one they're talking about. I guess some people might be trapped there. They just said 5101 Limbar. That's the one they're talking about. That's
Wait, dispatch, you can have the 5101 Limbar. We've gotten kind of busy.
5101 Limbar is here. That's in south part of Nashville. And
5101 Limbar, they got a kid with a medical emergency. We're needing a boat to access. I got the 105 and a 101. We'll be handling that call.
So they need to send a boat over here because there's a kid with a medical emergency, and they literally need to go. They need to go to the boat.
That's ADOT my call.
Boat squad 4 to command.
They need a boat to go here.
Go ahead, Paul.
All personnel out of the water, got 1 child, got 4 adults, en route back to the shore.
That's copy.
Engine 3, truck 29, rescue 1, EMS district 1, medic 29, 4157 Apache Trail, cross of Bart Drive and Catawba Court. Small building collapse. Engine 33, truck 29, rescue 1, EMS district 1, medic 29, 4157 Apache Trail. Small building collapse. Check with dispatch or radio channel.
4157 Apache Trail. Small building collapse. We'll try to find it. 4157 Apache Trail.
Yeah, fire business.
C3.
That's 4157 Apache Trail right here. That's in Antioch. Or is that Antioch or Nashville? South of Nashville.
Yes, sir.
Right here.
You advise Brewer and Edmonton, correct?
That is correct.
Hold on. This is 4157 Apache Trail, so I don't know what's going on there.
It appears all our cents are out of the vehicles. If there's another one to the left side underneath the bridge, we can't provide guards from here.
One of these houses. See, it says Apache Trail, so I don't know what's going on there. They just set it on the scanner.
Meg 28. Non to many feet plus 2 rush.
But again, flash flood emergency. People reports of people clinging to trees. This is a life-threatening situation. Do not travel to NWS Nashville. In terms of the actual rainfall right now, hang on.
Engine 20, 5340 Forest Acres Drive, cross of Hillhaven Court and Green Valley 5. Electrical hazard. Respond on Bravo 2. Engine 20, 5340 Forest Acres Drive. Electrical hazard. Respond on Bravo 2.
Engine 33 in route. What channel we?
Here's the rain. Look at Nashville right now. There's Nashville right there. There's the rainfall.
49227
You know what? How about I check the weather for here today?
Road and Noblesville Pike, Wentworth Park. Vehicle in floodwater. Medic 30. 4927 Edmondson Pike, Wentworth Park.
Bro, that shit coming up here.
Floodwater. Check with this
Vehicle in floodwater.
Yo, check your weather, Boston. What y'all getting today, man?
Edmondson Pike. Vehicle in
Hey, what the weather look like? Hey, Bronx. You below Nashville. You got rain yesterday? This nigga. You got who got rain yesterday? Bruh, how we got a 50% chance of snow on Thursday? That's what I'm gonna be understanding about where I live at, man. Yo, yesterday it was 70 degrees. Today is gonna get up to 63. And then on Thursday it probably snow. Rain, bruh, all day. All day today. It's saying from 8 a.m. until 7 o'clock tonight. And this shit is 100% like throughout the afternoon, like from 10, 11, 12, it drops down to 70% at 1. It goes back up to 80, 90% at 4 or 5 o'clock. And at 7 o'clock, it goes down to like a 40% chance. It's going to be raining all day. That shit about to start in a little while. My girl had to take a trip too, yo. She was supposed to go see her mom today. I don't like driving on the highway. I don't mind driving for a little while in the rain on the highway. Man, you gotta drive like 2-3 hours and it's rain time. And then you be hitting them like heavy spots of rain, and the 18-wheelers be acting all funny. Then other people who can't drive in the rain make the traffic go so fucking slow, and man, I don't want to drive 3 hours in the fucking rain, yo. Not unless I absolutely have to. Yo, who was getting tornadoes? Like the southern states, Alabama and some other state down there was getting some tornadoes the other day. Now, Tennessee getting flooded the fuck out. Yo, motherfucking El Nino. You know what I'm saying? Y'all be forgetting about El Nino season?
What's the Maryland channel? For a fantasy first.
Right here. I just saw 4927 Edmonston Pike.
And Charlie 7.
Vehicle in floodwater. That is, yeah, everything is like the southern part of Nashville. That's why we keep hearing it down here, stuff down here.
Yeah, that's Prompted Command. They're down at the other end. We're up at we put in up above them.
This is that address
they
I
didn't
just
work. On
checked,
this one, there's a blue-
4927
there's a blue
Edmonston
check,
Pike.
yeah.
That's what I got, something around here. So I don't know if it's a parking lot.
Two occupants out of it. I need a PD out here, please.
But that's the address they gave. 4927 Edmonston Pike.
Try not to stand by, and I'm sure I'll have something for you in a minute.
Copy, and eventually I'll have to go back and get the motorized inflatable there, Harding and Douglas.
Alright, copy. You can head back that way if you want to.
Copy.
Oh yeah, I saw this before.
Corridor on it. Lewis and Trimble Street.
Tony Laughlin sent me this.
Copy.
Fox,
We'll be around here in just a moment.
Fox Nashville. Yeah, I saw this. If you look at this, thanks Tony for sending this in. I saw this earlier too. There's a kind of a crazy thing here with vehicles underwater or submerged. Right there. See that right there? Right there. Can barely see.
14 to Central. I thought they were on P2.
That's that was from Fox Nashville. Credit Brelo Neuraway. That was about an hour ago. They posted that.
Page 25, this one-time emergency traffic. Centennial Women.
Thank you, Tony Laughlin, for reminding me about that.
Go ahead.
Water at our end of Wheeler has started to recede. All houses are vacant except for one where that is considerably higher up the hill, and the occupants are not leaving.
That's copy. Thank you.
Max Smith mentioned it's
Next one, emergency traffic.
2 a.m. in Nashville.
Riders on board.
2 a.m. in Nashville right now.
Copy that, I'm upgrading in.
2:01 a.m.
Yo, 2 o'clock in the morning, motherfuckers fearing for their
Resistance
lives
is
from the
Harding
water.
in Nolensville. It has been raining cats.
Okay, repeat that. You're kind of muffled. I think your radio's wet.
Have we got Nate out of the water yet?
101 probably advisor now. No. Pretty sure they do.
Yeah, from that call on Price earlier, yeah, everything's 10-4, everybody's clear on that one.
Copy, thank you.
Silver Gwenchen sent me this from about 40 minutes ago. Katie Morgan, I-24 westbound at Harding is underwater.
Squad 1 to command. We're going to go ahead, myself and 3170 are going to go ahead and east toward Lewis. That way, if they need this yellow inflatable or the paddle inflatable, we'll already be headed that way.
Yeah, copy. I'm easing that way myself also.
Do they have cameras on here? Trying to find some cameras here.
What's sending us is where they're putting the phone in over there.
I'm not seeing it. Feature menu. Cameras. Traffic cameras. There we go. Traffic cameras. Okay. We got to look at some of these cameras here.
Hey, you know if anyone, what, an hour or two ago, got in contact with any maintenance or the plant manager? Do you know if they got any contact with them?
Yeah, I did.
Great, good. Okay, thank you.
I'm not sure which cameras to look at here. I honestly don't know which ones might show the worst flooding. If anyone ends up finding a good camera, they can message me on
Are y'all available?
at Lookner.
10-4, we're just trying to get up the street. Okay, start toward Otter Creek Road. Supposed to be a car in water there. I'll see if I can get you a street number. Otter Creek Road, 10-4. Come in to dispatch. You see that call, Otter Creek?
Otter Creek Road.
I did see one at 1800 Otter Creek.
Let's try to hit that off because that road does not go all the way through. It runs dead end on both sides of the lake.
Otter Creek Road, Nashville, here. South Nashville.
Currently awaiting a third ambulance to show up here on scene.
That's Otter Creek.
Okay, no problem. Thank you.
No, I need a picture.
7355, Haywood Lane or Faulkner?
Faulkner. Let's copy. Thank you. Squad 5, you direct.
10-4, we're direct from Milner and Overcrest.
Let's copy.
Commander Power, OM Command.
Go ahead, Chief.
I'm getting multiple calls of cars in the water on I-24 right there. It's gonna be near Bradley Parkway. They say if you get on I-24 off Bradley Parkway there, that they're headed back into town.
Okay. Briley Parkway and I-24. Where's the I-24? Right here.
51.
Right there. Multiple
That's
guys.
copy. We've been working some rescues out there. Let me check and see if that's the same one.
That's up here.
Command to car 6. Is that the same location? Y'all eastbound or westbound?
Multiple calls about cars underwater at Briley Parkway and the I-24. They just said
Car 6, Command.
on I-24 at Briley Parkway. Here's I-24 at Briley Parkway.
Okay. They only saw one car over there, but they couldn't get over the wall. Everything we had was eastbound.
Where's the
We're getting do we know if it's confirmed somebody on the westbound lane?
I got to call Chief Climber and said he was getting multiple calls about several vehicles on the westbound side going into town.
That's here. That's I-24 at Briley Parkway.
Either way to get in either direction. Let me see what we can work out for our side. We'll maybe relaunch the boat and just have them double check again.
That's north. It's the north
That's
side.
copy. Just do your best.
That's all the way up here.
We're not going to get back in any other direction, so we'll work it from where we're at.
That's copy. Thank you.
I don't know if I'll be able to find that.
Go ahead, Warren.
I'd be advised Knoxville Road at the fairgrounds is flooded. SD's here trying to do another rescue. We're going to have to find another way around.
Some road at the fairgrounds
That's copy.
is flooded. Fairground Speedway, maybe? There's Fairground Speedway.
Hey, Dave.
Some road at Fairgrounds is flooded, they just said. And they have to,
Coming in the back way.
they have to do a rescue there.
Yeah, these are for
Does Briley Parkway go all the way around?
I'm getting a call. They got units waiting at Overcrest and Harley.
I'm actually doing these for my supervisor's daughter. Yeah, a couple weeks ago, I was at work and I forgot what I was doing, but I walked by my supervisor's office. She was like, hey, Travis, come here for a second. I want to ask you something. I'm like, all right, what's up? She's like, can you, like, customize shoes? I'm like, what do you mean, like, customize shoes? She's like, well, my daughter's a really big Spider-Man fan. And she saw some kind of shoes online that had, like, some Spider-Man something on it, and she wanted some shoes like that, but she said that they're only, they have to be customized like that. And I was like, oh yeah. I know you're talking about. I can definitely put some Spider-Man on some sneakers for you. She's like, really? I was like, yeah, you come to the right one. And then last week, she dropped the shoes off. Well, not dropped, she brought them to the office for me. But her daughter already had, like, notes written of how she wants the left shoe and the right shoe to look. So I don't even gotta think too hard. All I gotta do is paint. And she know exactly how she want the color scheme and everything. I'm trying to get up in that little corner right there. All right, so we got the blue check. Gonna let that dry and go over that again. And then she wants something written in the check itself. So while that dries, let's see if we can start lettering this one. You look like shit.
I feel like shit. Shit hurts.
You want me to do something for you?
I don't want to take nothing yet until I eat. But I don't want to start cooking until I smoke. You still got that? Or you smoked?
So now this is kind of a generic writing, but let me just make sure I can get it straight is the main thing.
Where's the bomb?
Hmm?
Where's the bomb?
Downstairs.
If I am gonna go, I need to go now. I feel like it, but I need to. That makes no sense.
All right, it seems legit. I just gotta make sure. Got that steady hand, boy. I ain't gonna lie, I be nervous as hell to do this part, man. I'm about to fuck this shit up, yo. I think that's what y'all be secretly watching me fuck too, man. Waiting for them fuck ups. It's like I don't know if that would be the best brush. Let's see. All right. Well, before I do that, damn, I done took so long that this blue is probably dry enough for another quick layer. Riding around smoking by myself, and you know I do it so well. Dollar signs all on my head, and you know it ain't nothing but a drip, 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 drip. Riding around smoking by myself. I forgot what I was drinking. Alright, so that's 2 layers for the blue stripe. Oh! So close. So close. Oh, did it really touch? Oh, shit. See? With the fumble. I tell you, man, I be in here fucking shit up, man. Fumbled that. Got it back, though. Alright. Alright, no more fumbles, guys.
5038 Suter Drive.
5038 Suter Drive.
Okay, what's that run off of, Chief?
5038 Suter Drive. Oh, Briley Parkway, I might have been at the wrong, there's I-24, Briley Parkway, there might be a south of the Briley Parkway too. So I was showing you North Nashville, so I apologize if I got that wrong.
We cannot access that address from the part of town that we're at. We've tried multiple ways and every road is flooded. Like, I just can't get to them at all.
So I apologize if I gave you the wrong intersection with Briley Parkway and I-24 because I was assuming there was one intersection of them both. Maybe there's another one. I just don't know where it is. So I apologize.
So just tell anybody that's going that way to be advised and be careful.
That's topic. I don't know if you're monitoring OEM radio, but I'm trying to get a hold of Captain Kane. I think it's 3107 or whatever. I'll pick it up.
Some people, one person said Briley is 155. Anyway, 155 is down here.
That's copy. I can get a hold of him. 3107. And what channel is that? What channel is OEM?
This is Briley Parkway and 24 down here. I got it. Right here. Briley Parkway and 24 down here.
Give me that number again.
Nashville flooding the fuck out.
It's something like every other, like...
I think she said
that's why I checked the weather for today. Listen to this. I'm like, if it's Nashville and they're flooding that bad and that shit's coming up this...
clouds are all out.
I just had it.
It's a David Crane. Captain Crane. I'm not having any luck.
Yeah, the next time that we say we're going to go back out to the store...
Copy, and that means make sure I'm right. You need him to come pick y'all up, correct?
I don't think they let young people in before like 8 o'clock.
Can't find it.
Correct.
Nolensville Road. Sorry. Anyways, the 155. There's 155. Briley Parkway. That's it. That's the 24 in Briley Parkway. That's where they said they had heard about cars underwater. So this is south of Nashville, not north. Right here.
And Briarwood Drive.
That's where it was. Okay.
8 Suter.
5038 Suter.
5038. Fed Squad 2.
Suter? No, I don't know which one that is. Suter. They just said 50.
You have an open mic?
They just said 5038 Suter. I don't know what's going on there, but once again, south of Nashville. The calls we're seeing are South Nashville. We keep seeing South Nashville down here. That's where we keep seeing the calls.
Medic 11, you have an open mic?
Hey, thanks to our mods. I really appreciate it. He is moderating. Thanks so much, Lizzie. And Julian Phillips. Thank you, Julian. I think he's at Live Storm Chasers. I assume it's South Nashville because we keep hearing South Nashville.
4-6 to command.
There's the rain continues. The rain continues in Nashville. Look, there's Nashville right there.
Yeah, we'll have Antioch Park and Blue Hole Road. And I want to get up there and get out here. It's big flooded, so we'll have to loop back around again.
There's Antioch and Blue, right here. They said they were at Antioch Park and Blue Hill Road, and that's here, Blue Hole Road. Maybe, I hope that's what they're talking about. There's Antioch and Blue Hole Road. I think that's it. They said, but that's where they were.
We're at the dispatch and put that in photo parts, Antioch and Blue Hole.
How did that?
But I didn't hear what's going on there. That's Antioch and Blue Hole Road. There is a
car that's off the road, the occupants out of it, and the one that was trying to cross his pasture out. I do need PD out here, though.
Just truck 37, I brush 37.
I got you some cheesecake too.
Antioch Pike says.
Rescue 2 operations.
This is Command Rescue 2, go ahead.
Yeah, just gonna ask operations if there's down there.
Hey, thanks to Delia's Closure, Ellie Bourne, LLQ
That probably
Ledley.
wouldn't hurt. As soon as we can get them 2 buildings checked out, if we don't have any further, we will terminate command and get back in service.
Thanks, moderators. Delia's Closure, Ellie Bourne, LLQ Lovely, Maddie Mags on Twitter.
Command to medical branch, I've got Med 18 here with me. Copy that.
Lizzie and Julian Phillips in YouTube, thanks for modding there as well. So there's major flooding ongoing in Nashville. It's been heavily raining there. Flash flooding is happening. We're hearing all these reports of rescues, boats out rescuing people.
You need PD hot on that Highway 96 call?
And it continues to rain in the area. Look at there's Nashville. Continues to rain.
Rescue the injured, all in the middle of the street down there, how's the flow?
My coworkers keep saying there's gonna be a coffee shortage or some shit, like how it was with Waters and toilet paper.
Oh, Nashville severe weather just posted
I
this.
can't advise you on the wood line.
He says it looks like a car. See, I-24
Commander Clyde, I'd like to have 2 boats made up. If y'all got some calls you need to know about, that I don't know about, let me know.
I-24 closed here. So strange to see no cars on it. Looks like it claimed a car there too. 2:13 a.m. That's I-4.
Is it over on that westbound side or side we're on?
That's from Nashville severe weather. Look at this right here. Walmart flooding. South Nashville Walmart parking lot looking like a lake with multiple vehicles submerged underwater.
Fast 32 to B2.
Hang on.
Fast 32 right.
Can you dispatch us on that call that you sent Agent 32 on?
So this is, again, flooding in South Nashville Walmart parking lot, Fox 17. The parking lot is underwater. Video shows parking lot at Nolansville Pike and Harding Place turned into a lake. Multiple cars are submerged in water.
PD cleared the scene on 4689 Long Branch.
Multiple cars submerged in water.
Yeah, about 3. Apparently there's people in their houses.
People stuck in houses.
Commander Clyde, I'm going to have a boat headed that way here in just a few seconds.
Did something just happen in Nashville?
Oh, look at this.
That bombing?
Look at this.
That bombing in
Linbar Drive.
Thank you.
National Weather Service National.
They can't catch a break.
To command.
Go ahead.
Not saying Nashville don't get bad
We're
weather,
at,
but
I
I've
believe,
never
441
really
Harding, which is across the street from the Masco gas station. There's an apartment complex.
Texas this
And
year,
there's
but
people that
still
are
they got
stuck
like, what the
in
fuck is the world
building
to?
B. And so
Texas
we're headed there now to see who is there. We've heard there's multiple people.
441 Harding, Building B.
That's copy. Let me know if you need any assistance.
441 Harding, Building B. 441 Harding Place.
Command to dispatch. You copy that? 441 Harding Place.
Again, South Nashville. South Nashville. 441
Negative,
Harding.
possible water rescue, people trapped in building.
Wow. Look at this right here. This is what it is. 441 Harding.
Squad 6 to command. Squad 6 to command. Go ahead.
You may want to get PD out here on this, Antioch Pike and Blue Hole, Metro Water.
This isn't now. This was from 2 o'clock in the morning, yo.
At the moment,
Motherfuckers waking up 2 o'clock in the morning, their houses flooding, cars getting swept down the streets and shit.
So it looks like this is the complex, I think.
That's copy.
441 Harding is right there. So there's people.
Dispatch, you copy that? Hey, Pike Reloading PD.
Know that.
Look at this. They said Building B, they have multiple.
Also, you know anything that's going on out Buffalo Road and then multiple emergency vehicles headed out Buffalo Road?
Four, car 6.
Wow. Wow.
As far as I can see, they might have something stuck up at Riley and 24 West. I see blue light, but it's about a mile up the road. Can't get to it definitely with a boat, but if I can either walk it or we'll see if we can find another route.
One of our viewers pointed out.
Now come on back and
that
we'll try to get a better location, loop around, come in Thompson Lane. If it's up there about Raleigh and 24, it's going to be a lot easier.
Our viewer said there's a creek right next to this apartment complex. So I wonder if it's the creek is overflowing. See, there's a creek right here. That's probably
I
overflowing.
think we just got here to North Hill and Lewis. Lewis is underwater, Trimble is underwater. That apartment complex that normally gets a bunch of water.
Yo, a lot of this stuff is like public domain now. You can just go to a city's home site and then click on Scranton, PA, and then click on police scanners and hear that shit right over the internet.
I think they said North Hill.
Nobody that we can tell the Christian people know about, so let me make contact with them.
Yeah, those look good. I'm not gonna lie. At first, I
North Hill and Lewis.
because of what she wanted, but I
This is North Hill and Lewis.
like the
I
position.
made the
is perfect.
Spider-Man too big though. I should have wrote this.
TJ's already got the folks out of the water. We're just gonna put some caution tape up so no one drives us through
I'll
it.
do the next one better.
We can clear this in here in just a moment, so we consider that.
I think that's where they just were right here, North Hill and Lewis.
That's copy.
Go ahead.
PA unites against COVID. Pennsylvania is getting their vaccines, but we should all continue to mask up, stay 6 feet apart, and wash our hands. Together, we can stop the spread of COVID-19. Paid for with Pennsylvania
I
taxpayer
feel
dollars.
like after COVID, I'm just gonna keep wearing my mask on days I don't feel like getting done up.
Be advised, every delay. Roads blocked down Nolanville, having to redirect. If you've got anything further on that fire alarm, if they say now everything's okay, we can either cancel or we're paying you on. I don't know if you still have one left.
Olean Chief to signal aid with Chief Special Ops at Nolanville and Harding.
I-24 is letting it flooded at Harding Place and Briley Way, Briley Parkway. Vehicles are turning around and driving the opposite direction. Stay safe.
Yeah, we'll
Back it
advise.
up if you don't have to. It's from News Channel 5.
101 is 100. We went around the world, but we finally made it here, but all the streets flooded.
Look at this.
Yeah, got it.
National Weather Service. Just one photo of the ongoing major flash flood in southern Nashville.
Yo, the
Edmondson Park near
going
Brewer.
up.
Look at this.
This
Andrew
truck up in the
Gow.
goddamn street.
We went to Lewis Street and Murfreesboro Road, and it is flooded about a block in. There are cars in the water. I don't see any activity this far out. I think Melissa and I are over here. How do you want us to proceed?
With caution, nigga. Proceed with caution.
The accents. How do you want me to proceed?
I'll be there in just a minute and we'll evaluate.
We'll talk it over.
They
Just
said
hold up
Lewis
so I
Street
get
and
there.
Murfreesboro.
Let me see it first. Let me see how bad it is first.
Murfreesboro.
Right.
Murfreesboro Pike.
Joel was 101. Be advised, if you cut through Trevecca campus and come out through Woody Crest, you can kind of get through kind of the back way and get to those apartments.
I don't know where Murfreesboro and
Come
Lewis is,
said,
but
yeah,
they said
there's a
there's all
family.
these coast flooding
They're
there
up
too.
higher on the
They said-
hill.
They said, I think
and
the
they're
road was
not-
flooding.
It's like the water isn't getting to them right now. It's like that family doesn't.
Murfreesboro Pike is in.
That's
is
probably
in,
the best
South
time to live
Nashville.
on a fucking hill, huh?
Again, going back to this,
105.
really quick. This
All
is
the
that
people
photo.
you're
right
talking
here.
shit about. You think the top of the hill?
Joe,
you
we're
think
Lewis
it's
Street,
snow,
North
but with the
Hills.
flood,
We're back here on the backside of
We
these
good.
apartments.
Can't get me,
And
nigga.
there's people on the second floor, but
I ain't thinking about
nobody's
Water don't come this high.
making any help to get out
and
of
it's snow coming to everybody, so it's like
Lewis
you might
Street
be better
and
off
North
on
Hill.
him.
We just
Well,
looked
they're
at
on the second floor. They're safe.
people on the second floor. I think they're talking about
Like
right
I was
here.
saying earlier, like my real estate agent, they're like, yo, you're this close to the river.
I think they're
you gotta
talking
have
about this
flood
complex.
insurance.
I think. I'm not sure. That's Louis Street in
close to the
North
ground?
Hill.
If this close to the river right there,
Oh, yeah.
it's like you gotta have flood insurance if you're
Your drive over
a mile
Bordeaux?
or 2 miles of the river.
So Studer Drive, SUTDR.
It makes sense.
I wonder for that area, is it
Oh,
going to be
clear.
flooding, and is it
Between
mandatory
Hardy
for
and
those
Raleigh.
people to have flood
They,
insurance? Because
SWAT force said they
they're
could see
seeing
some
a lot of
activity
fucking
around
damage right
Raleigh
now.
that we can't
I
get to
took
from here.
a real estate class a
If
few
we get
years back,
additional
and it depends on the area because it's different
in the
zones.
process of getting them back
but
loaded on the train.
normally it is within.
So
like,
we keep South
I think
Nashville.
2 or 4 miles or some
South
shit like that.
Nashville.
that
See,
if
it
you
says
live that
South
close, you have
Nashville.
to have
We
the
keep hearing calls
insurance.
down here. South
And then like
Nashville.
certain places like South Dakota, when you go there, like they'll give you like this whole setup to get land, but you have to have a basement. Like that's part of like it's absolutely required that you build your house with a basement, and if you don't, you can't build your house there. I don't know why it's like that, but it's just like weird.
Go ahead.
laws.
You can off this call, you niggas anywhere else. Stand by.
Steinbach.
Brandon,
I'm
dispatch.
sorry, it's just the accents got me.
That's fucked up.
I want to go to Tennessee now. I like it. I like their accents. It's just funny. They can make fun of me too. I won't be mad.
White boy Brandon lived in Tennessee with some friends for about a year.
White boy Brandon got him a little country accent.
Brandon, dispatch.
I'll make fun of his accent too. Shit, I be making fun of my niece and nephew. You know, my brother
No,
is like, they don't got it. They like
every day, it's on Bucksboro Road, it'll be just,
they little ass is country.
east of Emerald Pike, look like pretty heavy damage.
Quake Country sent me this. This was posted by Patrick Parham. This was posted an hour ago. This is
We
from,
want you to cancel if possible because power came back on and the ventilator is now working.
this is from my brother staying at my mom's just north of Franklin. This was 90 minutes ago and is so much higher than 2010, which was a disaster. The offending creek is behind the houses on the right. Still fine.
Like 2 times better.
Are you giving us
I still feel like shit, but
Patrick
that
Parham.
blunt just helped me so much.
I can't cancel you, but it's up to you if you want to. The caller is saying you guys can cancel. They're saying that their ventilator is now working and it came back on and they wanted to be a
You
cancel.
want your food up here? Or you gonna come down?
Yeah, I'll be up here for a minute.
Truck 26 Medic 33.
Bring you the drink.
Medic 33, go ahead.
I got water.
We're going to cancel you. You make it be all right.
Got juice down there too.
Appreciate it.
Engine 33 and around.
look at this. News Channel 5. This is Lindbar Drive in
Agriculture
Nashville.
Center, it's the road that goes from that goes down to Edmonton Pike. There's only one road that goes down there.
Copy.
Lindbar Drive where multiple...
Chief, it's going to be Hogan Road, I believe. I believe it's going to be Hogan Road.
That's a car right there, I think. I think that's a car right there. These are all cars. There's a car right there.
3200.
Look at this.
Avenue South. Residential fire alarm. Respond on
Wow.
Bravo 2. Engine 17. 2318 Woodmont Boulevard. Residential fire alarm.
Car.
Respond on Bravo 2.
These are all cars, I guess. Lindbar Drive. News Channel 5.
Truck 26. Medic 6. 180 Wallace Road. Cross of Willard Drive and Lindbar Drive. Nob Hill Apartments. Unit Tango 9. Breathing problems. On Bravo 2. Truck 26. Medic 6. 180 Wallace Road. Nob Hill Apartments. Unit Tango 9. Breathing problems. On
There's Lindbar.
Bravo 2.
Lindbar is in South Nashville. There you go. That's the video we were just looking at. Lindbar Drive.
Hard problem call out there?
22 to that, then OEM to Perry Mill.
Fire says that it's
492 Farragut Mills. 492 Farragut Mills, District 8 is on the scene.
Also need Sooner, which has Whistles in the American Oil Sooner.
You're going to be on 20 Wallace Road, Mount Hill Apartments. Apartment T as in Tom, number 9, Willard Drive is your cross. You'll be responding to truck 26. I'm a 19-year-old female conscious breathing, saying she's having trouble breathing.
Nashville's severe weather account says light rain continues to fall in, but the end of the rain is in sight. Flooding will continue until at least day.
96, me too. Will you cancel truck 26 when they come up? We should be able to handle it.
Truck 37 to brush 37.
District 1, engine 32, medic 29 on Justintown Court. PD saying you can come on in if you haven't already. District 1, engine 32, medic 29, Justintown. Go ahead and come on in.
District 17, medic 38.
Medic 38, go ahead, Chief.
They take your contact and leave me on the scene. You need me on the scene.
And I'm seeing it at N35, I'm seeing.
District 17, engine 35. You need a supervisor.
In case you didn't see this before.
Respond.
People cling to trees.
Hey, cancel. Let the maybe you come on.
Yeah, I checked guys. I checked Snap Maps. There wasn't really anything I saw from South Nashville, so I checked Snap Maps in the area, and there was no videos I
Just
found.
FYI, Browns Creek is running over Muswell Road.
Brunels Creek. Probably got that wrong.
We're going to go ahead and leave rescue and division down there for Delray and Marlow where y'all are going.
Nice copy, sir. Will you finish up the rest? Yeah, okay, I got you. Copy.
So we are covering the major flooding going on in Nashville right now.
Truck 26, 3136 Skinner Drive, cross of Haskell Lane and Annex Drive. Residential carbon monoxide alarm. Truck 26, 3136 Skinner Drive. Residential carbon monoxide alarm. Check with dispatch for radio channel.
One of our viewers helped with, was that the right place? Let's see, I'm not sure. Down here?
We were just getting ready to call you to ask you where you wanted us next.
Okay.
They just make their way out, back out south for right now. That seems to be where most of the calls are coming in.
See, they said most of the calls are coming in from the south. South Nashville.
Go ahead, Bernie.
Yeah, be advised, we're getting ready to walk back, take some blankets to some people, and I don't have my radio. I just saw an OEM vehicle sitting here. I think it's David Crane's, but if you need us, we'll be on 5 or 6.
That's copy.
4-5 to supply in.
If you're hearing updates, give me a shout on Twitter, at Lookner on Twitter. That's where you can reach me, at Lookner on Twitter.
Truck 26.
Engine 28, route.
Truck 26, that's affirmative. You can stay here on B2. You're about to 3136 Inner Drive. Haskell Lane is your cross. Going to be on a carbon monoxide alarm. So if no one seems to be sick, the alarm's just going off. It's coming from our private residence.
Rescue 13, dispatch.
Rescue 13, you're actually on Bravo 4, Bravo 4.
That's a copy, but I couldn't get anybody from dispatch to communicate with me. I'm trying to find out whether there's any emergency shelters in the West Nashville area.
Is Squad 2's personnel checked out on something on Harding over here?
Yeah, copy 441, Harding. They're supposed to set some people possibly trapped in one of the apartments.
That's 3-4. I found their vehicle. I couldn't find them, and that's looked like that's what was going on back in there. That was gonna tell them.
That's copy. We're initiating a rescue back in building A, or in the back.
Oh, is that 441? Was that 441 Skinner's or Harding?
Man, you need any assistance?
Is that where that was? I don't remember.
Presently, no. Two, you broke up.
So again, lots of rescues ongoing. We're hearing about cars underwater.
There.
Here, with no further assistance needed. That's copy. Thank you.
Yeah, Ryan Carty is showing a live shot of water on a street in Nashville, Tennessee. You can see his broadcast.
Go ahead.
Livestormchasing.com.
Squad 4 myself for 10-8 off I-24. Where do you need us?
I don't believe there's anything holding you right at the moment.
Again, there's Nashville. Rain is coming down.
Let's go.
Go ahead, dispatch. Do you have anything for me?
A few text messages. I don't know if y'all worked through all those or if those are even all still needed to still need a response, but nothing that I know of that's super high priority right now.
Stop. I'll take a look.
Oh, Dee Marie sent me this. This was Fox Nashville 17 minutes ago. Barry Hill from Jaron Bray.
Good, boy.
Look at that.
When we was on 24, we had some people hollering. We're going to try to see if we can get somewhere on Limbar, see if we can find anything.
Some people are hollering. Maybe people are calling for help. They just said on Limbar. They said we got people hollering. We're going to see if we can find anything.
Route. You're Route 5105 Blue Hole Road. Tusculum Road is your cross. Lighthouse Elementary School says commercial fire alarm. Upper Elementary Gym.
Limbar Drive. So they said they heard some people hollering.
Engine 5. Engine 8.
Road 22, dispatch.
30 minutes ago, you can't go down 24. You'll have to take 65 to Old Hickory Boulevard and go down that way and go all the way to Blue Hole Road and try to go in on the backside because 24 is flooded on there and it floods right there at the Lighthouse Christian School where y'all are going to. So. Get that.
Degree Communications, I got a phone number for you.
Engine 33, go ahead.
It's going to be 127-150-14.
You bring dispatch of Boat 22 if you're still there.
Dispatch, I know you're busy, but can you get back with people on Sugar, see if they made it out yet?
I believe they're still on this channel. Dispatch to anybody on the Suter drive call if you're still over here.
Most 22 is over here. I'm trying to find out if you can have a callback to see if they have made it out of their house yet. There's been some bystanders that rescued several people prior to our arrival.
7 Mile Creek at Blackman Road. Major flooding stage.
All right, I gotta take a bathroom break real quick, guys.
7 Mile Creek at Blackman Road. That is here.
I've actually showed several calls on Suter. Some of them are still in our pending. Stand on 1 second. I'm trying to find out for you. Off 706 Church Street at a hotel. It's going to be the there is a night manager who's saying the elevator shaft is flooded.
706 Church Street. The elevator shaft is flooded.
Southeast, let me get my key card.
That's there. The night manager at this building. It's 706 Church Street. Says the elevator shaft is flooded. Is that downtown? I don't know.
Got channel on B6, if that's okay, shut down B9. Copy, I'll go to B4 and let them know. Copy, thank you.
Downtown.
I get closer to the Harding Pike side on Antioch Pike. I can see one vehicle with 2 people standing on top of it.
Wow, one person vehicle with 2 people standing on top at Antioch Pike. Vehicle with 2 people standing on top. Now this Antioch Pike is here. That is in South Nashville. Antioch Pike. A vehicle that's near the creek. See? I bet the creek is overflowing.
Stage 4 copy, go to B6.
But they just said on Antioch Pike they saw a vehicle with 2 people standing on the top. Maybe because the creek is overflowing. Antioch Pike goes down here, by the way. Antioch Pike.
Copy.
So somewhere down here. There's Antioch Pike. And is this still Antioch Pike? No, they're still here too. It actually is Antioch Pike.
We had one mother, 2 infants. She just wanted her kids out of the water, so we got them 2 family members, and we're about to clear, I think, our current 441, I think, Harding.
Oh, they're about to clear 441 Harding.
Thank you.
They were getting people out of 441
Harding.
That was here. They had to rescue some people there, they said. 441 Harding, South Nashville.
3P1, P2.
Somewhere in here.
God, heat.
Is that near a creek?
That's 4 with us, and that's all we do at the moment.
Yeah, that's right near a creek too. See, right near a creek. Some of our viewers wanting that out.
Just thought you paid your in-service by accident on that one. I didn't show you on any other call, and I think you were asking me if there was a key holder on it. That's going to be negative on a key holder.
That's copy. Appears false. We're going to be back in service.
That's
Let me
I'll show you, sir.
Let me show you the hour forecast.
Engine 32, B2, show engine 32 out of service and around to the hospital, pick up firefighters.
Hourly forecast.
Yeah.
Nashville. 3 a.m. rain. 4 a.m. rain. 5 a.m. rain. 6 a.m. rain. 7 a.m. few showers. That's Nashville time.
We didn't locate any problem other than a long while. Unable to access any panel. If there's a maintenance number on file or contact for managers on duty, might try that. But you got the
Still
Why is that
raining.
so loud?
Still raining. So again, rain is supposed to let up. It looks like around 7 a.m. local time. 7 a.m.
29 are out.
See that? 94% chance of rain 6 a.m. 100% chance of rain 5 a.m.
It's
4 a.m.
27. Did someone give us cancel on this NBA?
And then here's the flash flood warning. Until 3:15 a.m. for southeastern.
Go ahead, Ryan.
Where's the?
I'm back here on this, hold you on this small door if you need to come back here.
Life-threatening flash flooding of roof.
Okay, I'm waiting on it now. Squad six.
Doing shoes now, bruh. I've been doing shoes. Shit.
Still raining there.
I've been doing custom shoes for a while, bro. It's just that nobody don't really want custom shoes. Nobody don't be hitting me up for these shits. But I had like the paints and all the supplies for literally years. I started ordering this stuff like 5-6 years ago. I did a custom pair of sneakers for me and my ex one time. And I posted them trying to get people to look at them and like, you know what I'm saying? Yo, I got custom sneakers, yo. Nobody never really fucking hit me up for them shits like that.
028 Cougar Drive. Check with dispatch for incident type. Check with dispatch for radio channel.
Mill Creek at Woodbine. They're saying.
You know what I'm saying? It's just some hidden shit that I be doing that people just like completely ignore. So I got the hookup. Holla if you need me. I got the hookup. Holla if you hear me. I got the hookup. For all y'all sports fans, I know y'all got a favorite football team or rugby team or a cricket team or whatever sports y'all be watching.
Here's Mill Creek.
You know what I'm saying? I could put your favorite basketball team on some custom sneakers for you, bro.
Now, also be aware, a lot of cars turning up to your left into Walmart parking lot, which is also flooded, so you might kind of keep an eye on that.
You know, I can customize whatever you want, bro. So these, of course, they was the all white on whites, but now.
Well, we have some resources just freed up, so we'll head down there to you.
Spider-Man.
And just give me that numerical.
1037 Antioch Pike was the address we were dispatched to. But like I said, it may be better. We came in off of Nola Road. The water's extremely swift over on this side. And you'll be between two guardrails. It may be either, if you can get to the other side, to come in off the Harding Pike side. And that's also the side closer to where the car's in the water.
That's copy. So, Harding Pike or Antioch Pike.
That's copy. We're looking at it from the other side, but the water doesn't look as swift on that side as it does on our side. And that's also the side closest to the car that has the people on the roof.
Oh, that's Antioch. Antioch Pike is where the people on the roof were just two people on the roof of a car. They're trying to get those people. Somewhere on Antioch Pike. I'm wondering if it's by the creek.
On Harding, on the 65 side of where we're at.
We're on Overcrest, down from Harding. Boat 36 has been loaded up, and we can move to wherever you need us now.
Copy. If you go over to B13, engine 26 and engine 21 are on Antioch Pike, but they said the way to get to it is Antioch Pike off of Harding. So
So if y'all can make your way over to Harding
So Harding,
and go
They're
Antioch
there.
Pike that way.
these guys are there. They're saying go up to Harding, go to Antioch Pike, which is this way.
You said they're on B13?
There's Harding. Did I already get to Antioch Pike? I have to find
Way as well. Do you have any estimated time when PD will be here? This car's in the middle of the road with no lights and a dark area.
And a copy. They are in route to you. I don't have an exact ETA. I'll let them know your update as well too.
You copy that. We're gonna sit on scene for safety reasons.
Oh, here's Antioch Pike right here.
Down on Bravo 2, engine 39, medic 39, 262 Star Boulevard, building Quebec. Unknown problem, man down on Bravo 2.
Bay 37, you're at time.
Thanks 12 Tree, by the way. I know 12 Tree, I think 12 Tree is in Tennessee. I don't know that 12 Tree is in Nashville, though. Thank you, 12
down
Tree.
here or put him on the radio.
Thanks also to Duster Singer as well. Thank you, Duster.
Go ahead. Do you happen to see a wallet and a cell phone in the rescue seat or in the floorboard?
Copy that. I put it in his dry bag.
Thank you.
Copy.
Here, look. Mill Creek at Woodbine is up to almost 20 feet, the third highest stage on record.
You want to direct us anywhere else?
At this level,
I don't
numerous
have anything right at the moment. Just kind of hang south right now.
At this level, numerous homes and businesses are flooded. Look at that. That's Mill Creek at Woodbine.
Commander Clymer.
You know, anybody got friends or family
Woodbine
in
is
Tennessee?
here, and then Mill Creek is right here. See, it says Mill Creek and Woodbine, so somewhere over here. Oh, what did they say was flooded? They said
That's correct. We're north of this flooded section.
Wimpole, Old Glen Rose. It's Wimpole.
If you can turn around and head back to Antioch Pike and go to Bravo 13, they've got people trapped in cars up there. Keep the units that are headed there. I believe engine 21 is on the scene, Bravo 13. And
They're saying B13 Antioch Pike. Now, I don't know how Antioch Pike is numbered. They say Bravo 13 Antioch Pike is where there's people on top of
you got
cars.
another one?
But I don't know where Bravo 13 is.
Medic 6 district capable of giving a refusal.
See, it says Wimpole here near Mill Creek. The National Weather Service thinks this is flooded because they say.
Command, Chief Special wants to tell me it's around 10:35 Antioch Pike, and apparently there's some people trapped in the house there as well.
Oh, 1035 Antioch Pike. They said that's where it is. And people in the house as well.
You know what kind of Harding that's on?
1035 Antioch Pike.
I'm not sure.
All right, there's Antioch Pike. This is in South Nashville, and they said it's around here.
Commander, do I have anybody available with a boat?
That's 1035 Antioch Pike, and it's near. See, it's right near the creek. It's right near 7.
You copy the address?
1035 Antioch Pike.
That's copy. What you copy?
It's one of these houses.
No, right. Repeat that.
That's 1033.
The squad boys are out with the boat. Copy. The American
1035.
1037.
1037. 1037 is right here. 1037 Antioch Pike. This is right near the creek. So there's people trapped in a house, and there's also people right near there trapped on their car. So that's where the house is. The creek is up right up here. The creek is up this way, I believe.
We have cleared the Otter Creek.
Oh, that creek. That's the creek.
The water is over the road and moving fast. We've barricaded the road, Otter Creek Road, and Timothy Drive, Priest Drive, Robert E. Lee Court, and Robert E. Lee Drive.
That's copy. Thank you.
They just said Otter Creek and Timothy. The water's over the road. Otter Creek and Timothy.
You're also assist both 22. You're going to meet them at Edmondson and Suter. Edmondson and Suter.
There's Otter Creek Road and Timothy Drive. They said Otter Creek, the water's over the road.
Okay, what do we got?
Again, that's probably South Nashville. South of Nashville.
I believe both 22 was out with a patient at 5028 Suter Drive where their defibrillator was going off.
But this was, that house 1037 Antioch was, I believe, this one. But you can see it's right near the creek.
Go ahead.
All right, Chief Special Ops has got a comment here in Squad 1 and a vote. They're going to go with Squad 4 to 1037 Antioch Pike.
That's right here.
On that, unless you got something else.
That's
No, I
1037.
have nothing else. I'll head that way too. I'll just let the shop.
They got to take boats over here. They can't drive over there. They're literally taking boats
Sort
over
of
there.
over north and south of Harding Place.
That's crazy. Nobody can even drive, yo.
Hey, thanks again to Lizzie. Thanks, hold on.
Engine 35, District 6, Medic 12, 122 Robert Yost Drive, cross of Tusculum Road and Ocala Drive. Vehicle in floodwater. Engine 35, District 6, Medic 12, 122 Robert Yost Drive. Vehicle in floodwater. Checklist dispatch.
Vehicle in floodwater. Antioch. That's south of Nashville. I guess it's part of Nashville. Vehicle in floodwater.
Medic 11, 94 Eagle Drive, cross of Panorama Drive and Lane Drive. 6-person EMS response hold on Bravo 2, Medic 11,
That's
3294 Eagle Drive. 6-person EMS response hold on Bravo 2.
This is 124 Robert Yost Drive. They said at 122 there was vehicle in floodwater. I don't know if that's like, I don't know if it's this one maybe. This says 120, I don't know. One of these houses down here, it said vehicle in floodwater. This is in Nashville, I guess Antioch part of Nashville.
Medic 30, just to verify, you're off of Edmondson Pike.
Commander over there sent us to Antioch. We're headed to Antioch Pike.
And Antioch Pike.
Yeah, I'll put you on that call and I'll let dispatch know you need 2 more.
They're trying to rescue people here. Right there. Near the creek on Antioch Pike.
2, one for a patient and one for the rescue.
So verify, so you need 2 more, including Medic 30, or just 1 after Medic 30? Antioch Pike Command, we need 2 ambulances total.
They need 2 ambulances.
1 for the rescue, 1 for any potential patients.
Wow.
And all units, you're going to have to come down to Antioch Pike off of Nolensville Road.
That's it. Thank you, Lizzie, for moderating. I really appreciate you being up late, Lizzie, and moderating. Thank you.
Engine 15, Truck 21, Medic 2, Exit 221A I-40 eastbound, MVA on Bravo 2. Engine 15, Truck 21, Medic 2, Exit 221A I-40 eastbound, MVA on Bravo 2.
Thanks also to our Twitch mods. Daily Disclosure, Ducks, Ellie Bourne, Idaho Star.
1037 Antioch Pike, Cross Street, Maple Lane, Place. Water rescue, stranded in building. Medic 81037
That's right here.
Antioch Pike. Water rescue, stranded in building.
Right near the
Check with
creek.
dispatch for radio channel.
They live right near the creek, which is probably overflowing. Again, Idaho Star, LLQ, Lovely, Maddie Maggs, Chariot, Ellie Bourne, Duxor, Daily Disclosure. Thanks for moderating there. Krista Borden, thank you, Krista Borden, for moderating too. Thank Krista Borden for moderating.
Medic 6, D9. We've taken that for Medic 12. They're in servicing quarters.
Thanks also Anita Blackstone, Kayla Mayberry, Linda S. Olson Epperson, Courtney Allison Brennan, Robin Pilas, and Judy Sockett for the Facebook stars. I very much appreciate it. Thank you.
Squad 6 to command. Still here. PD said 24 is clear. That's fine, thank you.
I haven't gotten a chance to really go over this. Mill Creek is flooding at Woodbrine. It says NWS National.
Hey, bud, I got a call 470 Craighead. There's 40 dogs in this place.
Whoa.
The war room's trying to figure out if we can get the Humane Society out there. I told them we're going to have a place to put these dogs once we get them out of that building. But I'm just letting you know, we got 40 dogs that need to go somewhere that's coming out of a building on Craighead. So.
Wow, 40 dogs at 47 Craig. Camp Bow Wow. It's Camp Bow Wow. I bet they're at Camp Bow Wow. 470 Craighead. Camp Bow Wow.
Hey, did you copy that from Chief Power?
Wow. There's 40 dogs in there. I bet it's Camp Bow Wow. That's the right address.
I'll see if I can get the animals filled up. See what they can do with it.
I mean, Camp Bow Wow was at that address. They said 470 Craighead, I believe it was. So I'm assuming it's Camp Bow Wow.
Vehicles at our location, and we're going to need a boat to get one of them.
470 Craighead Street, Camp Bow Wow.
We will be able to get one of them out. Do you have an ETA on a boat?
It's probably dogs are there for the night.
Yeah,
or
it
something.
does not look like one's been dispatched just yet. I'll see what I can find out. Was one of the vehicles the Red Explorer?
Wow.
Oh, yes, that's common.
Oh, thank you.
At least they're there.
Come in.
That's it, Craighead.
Go ahead, Dave. We can head over to Craighead if you need someone to go over there.
That's here. That's right here. They're talking about Craighead, Camp Bow Wow.
Just go back and see what they got for right now. Probably gonna have to pass this off to Animal Control, but go and size it up and see what we got.
Talking about animal control going over there. Wow. Just crazy. Freedom Matters says, yeah, they're aborted. I don't know Camp Bow Wow.
District Special Ops.
Oh my God, yo, freehand lettering is so fucking rough, yo. I'm not lying. I don't like doing this a lot.
It's right near a creek. See, big surprise, surprise. Right near a creek.
Just trying to
Right near
freehand
Brown
some
Creek.
letters.
See, it's next to the creek. That's the problem.
You know why? It's so easy to fuck this shit up. Yeah.
Right there. There's the creek right there. I bet it's
Where
overflowing.
are they at? Give me an address.
Thank you.
It's right next to the creek, Camp Bow Wow.
Damn. You just said it.
4741 Gambler Road.
I'm about to eat some breakfast real quick, guys.
Okay, the
Gotta
working
get that
channel.
nourishment.
Put my foot in that though.
What you about to
Oh,
do?
thanks, 12 Tree. Thank
I'm
you.
just cooking up bread.
Thank you again, 12 Tree. I appreciate that.
I still got a couple of pieces of bread to cook.
Thank you.
And a quick thank you to Tammy Hill. Thank you, Tammy. I appreciate it, Tammy Hill. Thank you.
You were able to make contact with the individual that was in the residence and were they were able to seek shelter higher in their residence.
I asked and nobody let me stand by. Let me check. Francis
Noonan sent me this. National Weather Service Storm Predictions have posted
We
this.
were able to get one of them out of the vehicle, but one of them's further up Chandler Road. Another
Hold on.
about 300 feet from my location, and we're gonna end up needing a boat to get that person off the roof.
They said
Is that water moving really swift, or is it just kind of flowing slow around it?
The water that the first vehicle was in is slow, but it's just starting to get deeper the further out you go. But we are on top of a bridge, and that water is swift.
Let me see if I can get your boat, and I'll
I looked for Chandler Road. I think they said 4741 Chandler, but you can hear they're rescuing people. I don't know if it's Chandler Cove Way or not.
Commander, Squad 6. 621A, you can all cancel, no one requesting any medical needs. It's going to be a PD matter at this time.
H32 copy.
Again, I was going to show you this really quickly.
Great, thank you.
This was a report from earlier of multiple people being rescued from trees in the 400 block of National Road. This was earlier. That was at 701 UTC. It's UTC now. That was an hour ago. Multiple people being rescued from trees.
Got that French toast.
The boat that was with us, because we'll go with you. There is a connector boat already ahead of us here.
Flash flood warning extended for Davidson, Williamson until 7 a.m. Hang on a second.
I did the Curry Road and just scouting out the route that you're taking, and stay on B6 and let us know what route's clear.
Yeah, flash flood warning continues for Nashville until 7 a.m. See? Flash flood warning continues for Nashville.
Ryder Drive and Scooter Court, both 225045 Scooter Drive. Check with dispatch for incident type. Check with dispatch for radio channel.
Thank you, Emily. I appreciate that, Emily. Thanks very much. Thank you, Emily. Thanks again, Emily. I appreciate that.
Shit, my man, $50.
Go ahead, that'll be good boat for that. If it's really swift, let me know.
I'm another boat to head toward Chandler Road. We got a 28 on the scene on B7. I got some people stuck in cars. The water's coming up.
Okay, let me see if I can get one available. Command, do you have any other boat available?
Where was that? I missed that. I'm sorry. I missed where they just said. I was reading something.
People stuck in a car with the water coming.
To our side on Antioch Pike.
We're here, we're quite a ways back. They're trying to see how they get the boat up there.
This is 1037.
Okay, OEM's here on the scene with us at where the water's on the road. They advise that there's no way that they're going to be able to launch a boat here. Looks like this is the swiftest eye. It's on the creek side. The water is a lot better on the other side as far as the swiftness, it looks like. The problem is going to be Agent 21 has already been on that side. And because of that train trestle, you don't know how you can get from the trestle to the other side of the floodwaters here.
That's the train. I think that's the train trestle.
I'm just walk up there and scout it out with you.
They're trying to get. I think they're talking about 1037 Antioch, which is right next to a creek, and they have to rescue somebody from there. Give me 1 second here.
South Command. I'm coming down Thompson Lane right now, Big Curve Road, in about 4 or 5 minutes.
That's copy.
Inch 32 is around.
With truck 21, 3000 Linquoya Bay Drive, Linquoya Creek Drive, Charles. It's going to be on a commercial fire alarm, says carbon monoxide, audible gas. Also added possibly building B as in Bravo.
Anything else going on in the news?
Oh, here's a flooding video. Look, flooding video. This is from South, I believe it's South Nashville. This is on Snap Maps. I just saw this. Nashville.
Well, look at this flood.
Emergency one time.
Take on West.
Memphis.
610 St. Thomas West. Got it.
Well, look at this flood.
Refusal sign witnessed, AMA District 24 notified.
South Nashville.
Yeah, that shit looking wild. But that's Mother Nature for you. Like I said, if y'all got people in Memphis, Tennessee, y'all better call and check on them. Because Memphis got fucked up last night. Real bad.
Somebody in the chat mentioned they saw something on Snap Map, so I looked around. I didn't see much. That was there.
Curry Lane, we're gonna connect with P that's here.
That's copy. Command squad 4.
You can come to the boats on Curry.
Nashville Fire says, Nashville Fire, Nashville Emergency Crews.
Commander Clower, Camp Wilson.
Are responding all over the county.
Correct, Chief. I'm trying to get a boat freed up to send to town, or if you get one freed up for out there, just let me know, I'll do the same.
They're short on.
I got one available.
They're short on boats. You know, they're asking for boats to go to different places. They don't have boats.
Squad 4, go ahead.
Are you available?
I am not.
Got the Zodiac back here now, and I can get out of the way.
Okay. Need to head towards Chandler Road. Soon you get available. Chandler Road.
Chandler Road, copy.
4741 Chandler Road.
4741 Chandler.
They said 4741 Chandler Road.
Oh, yeah.
Mikey, we got a numerical on the Curry. We're up here, and it's across the road. One car is submerged, one car is in the water. Probably gonna need a boat.
One car's
Okay, they
emerged.
should be right there with you. Supposed to be some people trapped in the attics, what I'm understanding from the information I got.
I believe that's in Curry, I believe. Curry Road, Nashville.
Behind me, except to the front door, but we can't get to anything else.
There's Curry Road.
Okay. Squad 2 should be there. Squad should be there.
I don't know where on Curry they are, but they're talking about a vehicle submerged, a vehicle underwater, people trapped somewhere on Curry Road. Right near the creek. See, it's right near a creek.
Let's say we're out in Hermitage.
That's copy.
Okay. We looked up,
that way.
yeah, we looked up Chandler Road.
That's copy.
It's in Hermitage, they just said. That they wanted somebody to go to Hermitage, which is to the east of Nashville. But, yeah, so Curry, they were just talking about Curry Road, which is near Mill Creek. And that's South Nashville. And they said,
676
cars on
Old Harding.
So I just don't know where on Curry that is. S. Draper says right next to Mill Creek. So, yeah, I mean,
9,
somewhere.
37, safety 19, 7676, Old Harding Pike, cross of Copper Creek Road and Morton Mill Road. Vehicle in floodwater.
Okay.
Nissan Entorado 14, engine 37, District 6, District 9, medic 37, safety 19, 7676, Old Harding Pike. Vehicle in floodwater.
That's here.
Entorado 14.
That's Nashville. Vehicle in floodwater, right near a river. Surprise, surprise. 7676 Old Harding Pike, which is southwest of Nashville. That's 7676 Old Harding Pike. But
24 blade now.
I ain't even gonna lie, yo. I thought about being a nail technician. You know what I'm saying? Been doing all the little crazy designs and putting SpongeBob and all kind of shit on people's nails and shit. Yo, them nail techs, I'm motherfucking make good ass money, yo. That's the only reason I was thinking about it. Like, yo, just to see how much it costs for my girl to get her nails done. And then, like you said, if you want some hot ass designs or colors or something on that shit, man, that shit be expensive as fuck, yo. King Randall, he brought a school. That's what's up. That's crazy because Dr. Umar Johnson, he been asking for donations for 10 years for his school. He still ain't got no school yet. But this 21-year-old kid then brought a school already. That's what's up. I'm so used to the laptop being over there.
Support Rock Unfiltered, be sure to join our Funk fan club. Every dollar that you give to us supports our daily digital show. The ones that little show out here that keeps it black and keep it real. It's Roland Martin Unfiltered. Support the Roland Martin Unfiltered Daily Digital Show by going to RolandMartinUnfiltered.com. You can make this possible. Joining us right now is King Randall One, founder of the X for Boys organization based out of Georgia. So, King, explain why in the world you're conservative, correct?
Yes, sir.
So, please explain to me why this bill, why Republicans are pushing for a voter suppression bill when last year we saw record turnout in Georgia. Record turnout. So why would they want to restrict voting when you just had record turnout in Georgia?
Well, let me start off by saying you have me mistaken. I'm not a Republican. I do consider myself conservative.
No. Actually, I didn't say Republican. I said you're conservative.
Okay.
I said you're conservative.
Right, absolutely.
That's what I said.
Right. Yeah, I was saying that because you called me a Republican on Twitter. However, with this particular bill, I don't consider voting my particular fight. I do consider voting an asset to us and maybe something we can use as a tactic to help. But as far as us pushing voting all the way out, like voting is going to be some systemic change for the black community, to me is not the way to go. If you look at the human anatomy of the body has...
I agree with that already. Guy's a superstar. I agree with that already. Like, because now I was listening to Louder with Crowder. I don't know if you guys know who he is. He does the Change My Mind segments where he puts out whatever topic and he asks people to change his mind on it. And so one of his last things was, is America racist? And the dude, Crowder, he was like, America hasn't been systemically racist since the civil rights era. You know, after civil rights, he was like, well, black people have all the equal rights as everyone else, which means the U.S. is no longer a systemic racist country. And my thing about the voting rights is, Crowder is a Canadian who escaped. But my thing about voting is, the Voting Rights Act, an act, is not a law. It is not a law. The Voting Rights Act of 64-65 has to continuously be ratified, which means reinstated every 10 or 15 years, which means they have to vote to see if black people can still vote. So technically, they can strip our voting privileges away because it's only an act that has to continuously be ratified. And so like this young man saying, I don't think voting the way out either. You know what I'm saying? Voting ain't the way for us to get out of shit. No matter who we vote for, how much we vote, not unless it's on the local levels, but nationally, man, voting ain't gonna really propel us much further. You know what I'm saying? That's why I don't vote. I really don't think that shit. I don't know, man. Economic power, man. Economic power. That's where we gonna move forward at. We gotta build economic platforms to generate generational wealth. And you ain't gonna get that from voting. You're not gonna get that from voting.
Parts. And I do respect you guys' fight, you know, in regards to voting, but I don't consider myself fighting for the right to vote that much.
Do you not vote?
We haven't got anything.
Do you not vote?
Government. Yes, sir, I vote, absolutely.
Okay, so when you say you guys' fight, first of all, there are multiple fights, there are multiple issues we can be concerned about. Voting is one of those issues. Are you not concerned that Republicans in your state are trying to restrict access to the ballot for no reason other than they are pushing the lie that Donald Trump also pushed?
Right, absolutely. I understand exactly what you're saying. However, again, that's not my fight. I believe...
No. I asked you a question. The question is this here. Do you believe Republicans in your state are wrong to be pushing this voter suppression bill?
Can you give me the list of things that's all on the bill? Because I know you said the voter ID.
Well, no. Here's a perfect example.
Okay.
This particular bill right here gets rid of no excuse absentee balloting. Republicans in Georgia passed no excuse absentee balloting 15 years ago, thinking it was going to help them. They're angry because you had people who voted for Joe Biden and Kamala Harris, and also John Ossoff and Raphael Warnock ones, so they're changing the law because they're angry they lost at the ballot box. But for 14 years, it was fine until last year. Is that, again, do you consider that to be egregious on the part of Georgia Republicans? Why would they change the law because they lost? How about making a better argument for voters?
I agree with you. I do. I agree with you. I'm not against you there. I definitely think that is an issue that I believe you guys could fight. But that, again, voting is not my issue to fight. I believe.
So what's your issue to fight?
My issue, I fight for young black men before they die. And that's what I do in my organization. I do teach them to vote, but I don't tell them that voting is going to be the be-all, end-all.
No one says the be-all, the end-all, but it's a part of it.
But you guys promote voting like it's just going to change like the systemic outlook of the black community. That's not where it's at. We have to get out and go do for self in our own communities.
So define do for self.
When I say do for self, you shared one of my tweets, my videos, and I was actually a big fan of yours, but you shared one of my tweets. When I said black people need to stop begging the government and go and do for self out in our communities, you shared the video and called me an idiot. I didn't see anything idiotic about that statement at all.
So when you say do for self, like what? Explain that.
Okay, for example, here in Albany, Georgia, we complain about our school systems a lot. Many of our young men can't read. They have a very horrible literacy rates. We don't have any rehab programs here for juvenile offenders. What I decided to do, I started a program 2 years ago, decided to do for self, and I started taking children into my home. I started taking custody of kids from juvenile court, and I started molding them and training them and teaching them skill trades, etc. Now I'm 21 years old. I just purchased a school here in Albany, Georgia, to combat us being in the government-funded schools that are not teaching our children what they need to learn. So that's what I mean by do for self. Simply getting up and going out and do it. I beat the stereotype that I'm young black in America and I can't do anything because somebody's holding me down.
So question.
Teenagers went and go ahead. Me and some teenagers went and bought a school, and we just bought a school bus simply from going out and doing work. We decided to go fix our own communities. I'm not expecting anything from no politician. I'm not expecting nothing from Donald Trump, Joe Biden, and nobody. We're gonna go do it for ourselves, and that's what I believe we should be doing. I can vote, sure, but nothing's gonna change in our community.
So you went to the juvenile court system. Is that not government?
Absolutely.
So when you say purchased a school, and this school is going to be what? Private school, charter school? What kind of school is it going to be?
No, it will be independently owned. This will not be funded by the government.
No, that's why I asked you. So it's going to be a private school?
Yeah, absolutely. It'll be a boarding school.
A boarding school. And then for folks to be able to afford to send their kids to the boarding school, on what kind of mechanisms are they using in Georgia? Their own funds? Are they using school vouchers? What are they using?
I can't hear you. Say that again for me.
I said, what mechanism are they using to send their kids there to pay for the school? Their own money, or are they utilizing vouchers from the Georgia government?
Absolutely. So for our school, we're financed completely by donors. We have many donors that have given yearly endowments to our school that will be able to pay for these students to come to our school for free. Many people believe in our mission, and we're making sure that young black men, where we live, where we don't have any rehab programs for juvenile offenders to even get out of jail and stay out of jail, we have people that believe in our mission that are trying to send children to the Extra Boys for free. We have many people that are trying to send kids to this boarding school to be able to take care of themselves. That's what I mean by doing for self. We got to simply get up and do it.
So you don't believe that government policymakers play any role whatsoever in being able to impact the lives of black boys and others in Georgia?
If we take them out of that government system, we don't have to worry about that. I keep saying.
How is that? So hold on. See the question.
I listen to Roland sometimes, and like I say, I really find myself listening to people I don't agree with all the time, just because you got to listen to everybody. And Roland's an older black guy, And he has a pretty popular platform, so I gotta listen to him sometimes too. But
you can do things to
I agree with Roland sometimes, and sometimes I don't.
Yeah. From your life.
Yeah, they firing him up in the comments. They're like, I used to like him, but he's canceled.
You gotta go work.
Let the young people take a turn.
So hold up. So somebody,
Like,
I'm just curious. So if somebody doesn't have a job, are they not applying to government for unemployment benefits or insurance?
Absolutely.
So how can that person remove themselves out of government when that's what government provides?
Absolutely. Well, my thing is trying to make sure you're not allowing the government to finance your whole entire life. As long as you're giving somebody the right to feed you, you're giving them the right to starve you as well. People are living their whole lives off the government systems. It was at the day the government decided, well, we gonna cut food stamps, we gonna cut this and cut that. What we gonna do? We have people out here living off those systems. So I believe we've been teaching our people how to go survive without the government. That's my big thing.
But again though, you keep saying I'm trying to understand. You keep saying how to survive without the government. You act as if a young black boy who comes into your program will not interface with government in any way. They will interface with government still driving down the street. They will interface with government trying to get a driver's license. They will interface with government trying to get a voter ID. They will interface with government trying to apply for financial aid to go to college. So they're going to interface with government in many ways. The point I'm saying is, doesn't it make sense that black folks should be engaged in a political process to where we are impacting policy that also impacts us? Or are you saying that isn't there at all?
I only believe that we should breed politicians in our community that we raise ourselves. People that are funded by white Democrats, white Republicans alike. If you were funded by anybody white, I don't believe you have the best interest of our community at all. I don't care who you are. Whether you be Raphael Warnock, John Nassau, Kelly Loeffler, or what's his name? The other guy that was running. I don't care who you are. You don't have the best interest of the black community at heart because we are not funding their campaigns fully. I believe that we have to raise our own politicians, which is what we're trying to do in our program. We are going to put them in government. Some of them want to go run for positions, but we know we bred them in our communities.
But what? Hold on. See, not
nothing white Democrats that came and gave us and spent millions of dollars on all these ads and got folks all riled up about these guys for you to come keep black people remain a Democrat Party and a Republican Party side chick. They only come to the black community when they want our vote to get off and then disappear. We don't never see them again.
But here's the thing that's again that's interesting. You just offer the contradiction.
Tired of searching for the lowest surf prices? We'll make it easy. At Ken Pollock Tire and Auto Center, we offer $9.95 oil changes all day, every day. Yes, only $9.95, and we service all makes and...
If Roland was like, and because I didn't hear the whole thing, if Roland was like, look, I just want an equal seat at the table, whatever, I get all of that, but even the young dude knows, like, we've been there, done that, been there, done that, we done marched, we done voted, we done did this, we done did that, so, like, he didn't say that black people aren't going to encounter government officials or, you know, local law enforcement or whatever, but it's just the principle that they can be more self-sufficient. Like, why in school do they always teach us to go work for somebody else?
You first say you want to remove people from government, but then you say you're raising them to run. So which one is it?
When I say remove from government, I'm saying keep as much government out of your life as possible.
But how are you raising people to run for office?
Say it again.
How are you then raising people to run for office if you don't want folks involved in government? So here's the deal. Okay, how about this? So the young men that you're raising up to be in government, how in the world are they going to be effective when you have Republicans who are passing voter suppression laws, and then you're saying, well, that's really our issue? Aren't they making it harder for the very folks you trying to raise up to get elected?
I didn't say our issue. That's not my issue that I'm fighting.
But you just said you're raising up politicians.
Again, that's for when the children, what they want to do. I'm not raising them directly just saying, oh, you got to go be a politician. No, for the kids that want to go in that area, I have mentors for them to go into that area.
But shouldn't we be fighting voter suppression laws that make it harder for them to get elected?
Mr. Rowland, if you can't go get, what a problem with black folk going to get voter ID?
No, the issue is not a voter ID.
Okay.
No, wait. Hold up. Stop. Hold up. You just said, what's the issue? If you live in rural Georgia, and you've seen the closures of driver's license offices, and you don't have transportation, then the question is, how are you then accessing it? In Texas, for instance, when Texas passed its voter ID law, they showed that 600 to 800,000 African Americans and Latinos were going to be negatively impacted by the voter ID law in Texas because of where they could go. In Texas, they said that you could not use your state-issued student ID at a state institution, but if you had a hunting license, you could. In Pennsylvania, when they passed their voter ID law, they required you to actually travel to an office to fill out a form to say you could not afford a license, an ID. You then have to go back home, and then once they certify that, come back. There was some 20% of elderly who couldn't do it. There are black people in Georgia who do not have birth certificates, who cannot get a voter ID. So that's just one issue with the voter ID. But in Georgia, Republicans, hold up, that's just one issue. In Georgia, right now, Republicans want to make it a crime to hand out water and food if folks are waiting in line to vote. Does that make sense?
Okay, if they gonna do that, how about before people go and vote, y'all go set up like you usually do and go hand it to them before they go get in line? It's a way around that.
Hold up, wait. You do realize there were massive lines in Georgia and other states, but again, you still dance around a question. Why legislate handing out of water and food? Why?
Well, I don't know. You gotta ask them.
No, you the conservative. You in Georgia. Hold up. These are your lawmakers, not mine. These are yours. So the question is, well, how much sense does it make to outlaw water and food?
I don't see why they're doing that. That's something. That's a question for me too. I don't understand why.
So do you also think it's wrong for Republicans in Georgia to restrict voting on Sundays when they're specifically targeting black people who do so to the polls? Is that good or bad?
Well, I didn't see the law that said they directly targeting black people, but I would assume
who votes on Sunday
to the polls.
More black people are participating in voting on Sunday and so to the polls. That's targeting black people. So you think that's okay? So you also think that's a bad idea, right?
I would think that's a bad idea, but that push come to shove, we gotta vote on another day. If we really want to vote, we gotta go make it happen.
Push come to shove. What about ballot drop boxes? So, for instance, they're going to require them to be located inside of early voting locations, which means that you can only drop off your ballot when the voting location is open. If it's closed at 6 and you get off work, you can't drop it off. As opposed right now, it's 24 hours. But if you can just come by like a mailbox, drop it off. Good or bad?
That's bad. I agree. That's bad.
Okay. So that's bad.
Absolutely, I agree.
Got it. You also have, they restrict early voting buses to emergencies, meaning if you said y'all bought a school bus, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
That means if you decided to say, hey, we're going to provide a public service to the people in Albany and drive them to the polls, this law says you can't do that.
That's a problem.
So, 4 of the things I mentioned is a problem. Okay, all right. Do you also think it's a problem? It says bans outside funding of elections from nonprofit organizations. So you have governmental entities who say, hey, we can't afford X number of workers. You got nonprofits out there, nonpartisan, people actually fund staff and things along those lines. Republicans in your state say, oh, we're going to outlaw that too.
Okay.
Good or bad?
That's a problem.
All right. So disqualifies provisional ballots cast in the wrong precinct. So let's say you weren't aware they switched the precinct and you actually voted in that precinct. This law says, sorry, forget about it. It gets thrown out.
I mean, I wouldn't say that's good or bad. It's something you got to pay attention to.
Yeah, but you got to pay attention to.
Boy, smart.
Okay, got it. They set a deadline to request absentee ballots 11 days before election day. Why? I mean, like, What's the big deal?
You gotta ask your lawmakers.
They're actually passing it, but you're a resident of the state. Aren't you concerned about the laws that these folks are passing that are going to have an impact on the people there in Albany, Georgia?
Absolutely. However, that's not my fight. We have people fighting for that, but I'm not fighting for that. I mean,
you're not fighting for it. Do you care?
Okay.
Do you care?
Yeah, I care, but I know I got people like you and other people around here fighting for our right to do that. But the body has many different parts. That's not my fight.
Gotcha. So if you're trying to move folks to change things, they're in Albany, and this is one of those things that is a part of our process, is a part of way of life, meaning you can be out there, you can have your own business, you can do for sale, you can have an urban farm, you can do all sorts of different things. But if Republican lawmakers in Georgia are making it difficult for you as a citizen to be able to participate in the electoral process, should that not be contested? Should that not be fought? Yes or no?
I believe it should be fought. If we do find an issue and fought with that, I definitely believe we should stand up and go fight for that. The people who do fight for that, but that's not something I fight for. Again, that's just not my fight. I know we have people here that are doing that and that are fighting for different injustices, but that's not my area of injustice.
You
has different parts.
You talked about getting donations from various people. Do you think it's a part of your fight if African American businesses are not getting their fair share of city, county, and state contracts? Because if black businesses are able to actually get their fair share of
that's just like the Black Scranton Project with the last time we had all the fucking Black Lives Matter protests going on, and people were reaching out to us saying, well, is Black Scranton going to organize a Black Lives Matter protest? And we're like, no, that's not our part of the fight. We're not going that route. We do
and this
something
what
different.
Don't make sense about Roland. So you want everybody doing the same thing, but then you're also saying to submit to the same system. And I get where he's coming from too, but like young dude is saying like, yo, I just got a different fight. Like I'm trying to work on some different shit without relying on these motherfuckers to help me. So you mad at him because people want to donate to him? Like you just proven his point further. The government is not helping these small business owners. So just because somebody gave him a donation, so the fuck what? He's self-made. Yeah. Just like Pharaoh or anybody else that we may or may not like, they went out and got it on their own. And if a motherfucker want to donate to Steve Lookner, even though he's white, or Pharaoh because he's black, so the fuck what? That's people's money. You can't tell people what to do with their money.
Exactly.
Yeah, Roland got me
He's just on a different part of the fight. Like he's trying to explain everybody can't do everything.
Everybody can't do everything. And it's like Roland just seems like so close-minded. It's like, if you ain't doing what I'm doing, you doing the wrong thing. Like, relax. Young dude is gonna, I could see the drive in this young man's eyes. King is gonna do so much more than some of these motherfuckers that have been around for a minute. And I could just see.
But the thing too is, I like Roland for putting this much pressure on him.
You gotta put pressure on him.
Because he's standing up to all the pressure and just showing how he's backing his points. And you know what I'm saying? And what his legitimate arguments are. And so it's good that Roland's fucking pushing him this hard and seeing
he's preparing him.
Yeah, where his flaws are at, where his reasonings aren't strong. And there is none. He has no chinks in his armor. He has no shortcomings. He understands what his mission is. He has a mission. He's already well on it. Him and his guys got buildings, properties, transportation, donors, support. You know what I'm saying? They're getting all the kids out of the juvenile courts and shit. So he knows his mission, and can't slip him up, yo. He do it.
Mm-hmm.
Actually can create and grow businesses and build capacity, help fund initiatives like yours. So does that matter?
Yeah, absolutely. That matters, yes.
So, but that's also tied to government.
Think about how young Fred Hampton
was. Would you be willing to work with folks who are petitioning government to increase the capacity of black businesses in getting state contracts?
Ask that question again for me.
Would you be willing to fight with others to grow the capacity of black businesses to get city, county, and state contracts where they are being able to build their businesses, because in America prior to COVID, you had 2.6 million black-owned businesses in America. 2.5 million only had one employee doing average revenue of $54,000. Because of COVID, we lost 40% of black businesses. And so does that petitioning government matter getting those contracts to you?
Absolutely. I definitely agree.
So that's something that you would also fight for?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm encouraging some of my children to start businesses, so that's something that we have to look into. Absolutely.
But wouldn't you also want to have legislators who are in office who are more likely to support that initiative versus those who are against it?
Absolutely. I definitely agree.
Which means that in order to get those folks elected, we must be able to have uninhibited access to the ballot.
Right, absolutely. But as far as seeing some of the things on the bill, you know, as far as the feeding and stuff like that, I mean, we not slow, and we don't have a learning disability. I believe some of those things we can get taken care of. We can go get IDs. We can go start a Black voter IDs matter and go help people get their IDs. I mean, these are things we can do.
Yeah, but you keep going back to ID as if that's the only issue, and that's not the only issue.
The only thing. I'm just saying, like, that's one of the issues.
No, that's one. That's one. I read for you about
you got an ID
that's
and
one.
education can.
So that's one particular thing right there.
The bare basics.
And so, but what's interesting though is that again, government plays a role in being able to change the condition of the lives of people as well. If there are people who are restricting our access to the ballot, they're restricting our ability to be able to change the conditions of various communities. So therefore, why would we not consider that to be an important issue, just like an important issue of being able to buy a school, fund a school, and when you say do for self? Because again, the people who I hear the most who yell do for self, you know what? They get a whole lot from government. So when you say do for self, we can't divorce ourselves from the reality of the role that government plays.
But this is the same America.
Your school, you bought. You have to. That has to be up to code, correct?
Yes, absolutely.
That's government.
Okay.
And so we can't. So this notion of removing ourselves from government just doesn't exist because we deal with it every single day.
Well, in conservatism, we believe in less government.
No, they don't.
No government.
Hold up.
Less
if conservatives believe in less government, why are they passing this bill, which is more government, and actually is going to cost? This bill is going to cost. Hold up. Here's the other deal. This bill is going to cost Georgia taxpayers $30 million more to make it harder to vote. That I would think, as a fiscal conservative, that's stupid.
It is. I agree.
So, if you agree with that, and if you agree that it makes no sense to limit Sunday voting, if you agree that it makes no sense banning outside funding of elections, and you agree that it makes no sense restricting early voting buses emergencies, in your view, Republicans in Georgia should not be voting for this bill and making these changes, yes or no?
Absolutely. Considering the pros and cons, yeah, definitely. I don't believe the bill should pass. Absolutely.
Gotcha. And what do you make of black Republicans who say nothing about any of this, who frankly are silent in Georgia as this is happening?
I'm very critical of black Republicans and black conservatives when they're not addressing the issues that directly affect us. Absolutely, I don't hold my tongue on that at all. If it's an issue that's directly affecting the black community that's hurting us, absolutely they get chastised. From Candace Owens all the way down to whoever. Everybody gets chastised from me. I believe we definitely all of us need some criticism, whatever side you're on. So I definitely don't hold my tongue regardless of whatever party they consider themselves in, because I'm independent.
And so we talk about building what you're doing there. What's the next step for that?
Oh, absolutely. All right, so right now we just purchased our school, and again we're working with boys 11 to 17, and we're working with grades 6 through 12. We have to renovate our school right now, and after we get finished renovating our school, we're also going to start our summer program where we're going to teach 40 young men how to build 2 houses from the ground up. We're going to get Lowe's to sponsor this for us, and we're going to make that happen. So right now we're just trying to get all our ducks in a row, get the accreditation that we need, so that way the children can use their diplomas to go to college, etc., and also do dual enrollment with Albany Technical College here where we are to work in the skilled trades. Our biggest thing is just trying to make sure those children who may not want to go to college also have a way to make it and to see that they can make it. So for me being young and 21 and doing these things for them, I just want to make sure that they know they can be young, black in America and still go make it happen regardless of the stereotypes they give us.
You spoke of accreditation. From who?
We have I think the Georgia Accreditation Commission.
That's government.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. See, the point I'm making here is that even with the effort that you're doing, you cannot divorce yourself from government. Which means that which means that for
I'm
you
not
to be
saying
even more effective,
divorce,
what's
I said
important
less.
is to have individuals who are in power in government who are not standing in the way of what it is that you're trying to do. In fact, they are encouraging that. The problem is when we have individuals who are blocking the very thing that you're talking about and not providing access to folks, whether it's voting, whether it's contracts, whether it's participating in the so-called American dream. That's the fundamental problem I'm talking about. So when I say we have to fight on all those fronts, we can't say I'm going to just do for self as if I don't have to deal with this whole system. We got to make sure that there are people who are in power who are sympathetic to folk like you, but who are not trying to make what you're trying to do harder.
Inspire and bring
right.
up.
And when I mentioned at the beginning, I said the body has a full anatomy, meaning somebody has to be the heart, somebody has to be the brain, somebody has to be the lungs. When I say I'm doing for self, I'm over here working with my children and we doing for self. You are being the lungs or the brain or what have you, and you are fighting on that end for the black community. That's not my fight when I said that. I don't care. It's just I got stuff I'm worrying about on this side. I like for you to worry about the voter suppression and things like that, but I'm going to worry about the children on this side, and that's what I want to do. I want to help the kids. I don't necessarily worry about what's going on in Remember, because I know people in our communities that are going hard for that. I don't need to go hard for that because other people are going hard for that for us because they believe in what we're doing. So absolutely, I definitely appreciate everybody's fight in our community. I mean, our fight has a whole body, but I can't fight every fight. I'm going to fight the one fight that I believe in and that I'm good at.
Well, absolutely, and that's why I use the phrase, we all have lanes, and that's why it's important, though, for us to recognize that although I might be in this lane, for me, I'm in the media lane, I understand, though, that there's a difference between me leading a fight in another lane and providing support to somebody else in another lane. Mm-hmm. What I'm not going to do is diminish the reality of that or say that's not important. So what I will do is I can sit here and use what I am doing to say, hey, I can amplify what somebody else is doing. But what I'm not going to do is say that's irrelevant to what's going on, because the reality is, like even in my case in media, I own this. It's an independent media, but guess what? The federal government spends $1 billion a year on media advertising. If we're getting shut out of those dollars, then we aren't able to grow, but other media institutions are. So I can never be of the position to say, hey, I want to remove myself from government, because the reality is this: when you're born, that birth certificate is a government document. When you get immunized, that's a government document. When you get married, first of all, that high school diploma is a government document. When you get married, absolutely, that's a government document. When you get divorced, that's a government document. And when you die, your death certificate is a government document. So my point is this here: I want to make sure that we are involved in the voting process to ensure that we are electing people who have our best interest at heart and who are passing good policy to allow us to be able to do the things that you're talking about. But what I will never do is say, hey, I ain't sweating that, because that could actually make your job a hell of a lot harder. How can folks get in touch with your organization?
Absolutely. Well, my name is King Randall. You can follow me on all social media at New Emerging King on Twitter, Instagram, or Snapchat. And Mr. Roland, I definitely would love for us to stop with the Twitter back and forth battles. I'd actually like for you to come speak with my kids, or at least talk to them via Zoom. Because, like I said, I was a fan before, but I don't really care for the going back and forth on social media. So I would love for you to speak with the kids. And also, it's Erica Savage, one of your former hosts. She's a big fan of mine. And so I definitely love for you to come talk to my kids.
No, that's not a problem. And again, when I was in Albany, I was there 3 times helping OSOP and Warnock, trying to rally black folks there. So I had no problem being in Albany. Got no problem speaking with the kids. And if I do, I'm definitely going to teach them about the power of voting and how to use it. So just let me know when you want to do that.
Yes, sir. Absolutely. You just let me know. We'll do it back and forth offline.
All right, no problem. I appreciate it. Thanks a lot.
Absolutely. Peace out.
All right, folks. I'm going to video in just one moment.
It's time to be smart. When we control our institutions, we win. This is the most important news show on television of any racial background. Y'all put $2, $3, $4, $5, $10, $15, $20, $30 on this and keep this going. What you done, Roland, since this crisis came out in full bloom. Anybody
gotta get that concealed carry, baby. Oh, just let this little bit of paint dry for a second before I go over it again. Oh man, this freehand lettering is the worst. I think it looks good. I fucking hate freehand lettering. Is that Boosie?
Yeah. I think he thought he was gonna knock him out though. His ass ain't even.
Yo, Boots ain't.
Bitch slapped him.
Yeah, Boots ain't playing that shit, man. Got my damn face with that shit.
You call yourself a
wait a minute. Is that the baby? Look right here. That's the baby right here. Boots saying the baby was in the store. He just slapped the dude in the store.
Oh, he slapped him for money.
Yeah.
Yeah, he slapped him for money. Look at the caption. Yeah, that's the baby and Boosie.
Oh, that he set up.
Yeah, that's how I said he ain't knock him out.
That's crazy. The Boots a badass and the baby hanging out.
Now why the fuck would you wear these shoes with that? And why his feet so little? Look how little his feet is compared to everybody's feet smaller than mine.
Yeah, my shoes nice though.
Not with that.
You crazy.
Them pilgrim ass shoes.
The dark brown?
Babe, with some corduroy jeans. Those are jeans. Those aren't even like khakis. Those are jeans.
Yeah. The colors though.
This is nice. All of that was nice. I was like, okay, nice. And then I'm like, these size 4 ass pilgrim shoes.
Tan, brown,
I didn't say nothing about the colors. I just said the whole. I wish you would. I wish you would.
I'd wear that shit.
I will roast you so bad.
That shit look hot, dude.
And of course, I forgot you country.
I got 2 interviews this evening for my TV show. One is a painter and one is a fashion expert. I don't know. Fashionista.
Fashionista.
But what is that for a guy? But he runs like a clothing shop called the Haberdasher.
Haberdashery.
Which is it was like for rich men back in the day, they would have a haberdasher to actually put their outfits and their suits together and help them get dressed and shit. And so when I did this modeling gig recently, like even those guys who deal with suits and tuxedos all the time, like when I was changing from one suit to the other one, like the guy was helping me put my bow tie on and put the cummerbund on and everything, and you know, like I stand there, he puts the vest on me and all this shit. I was like, yo, I could get used to having a motherfucker just dress me every day, yo. And he was like, that's what it was back in the day. Motherfuckers would have a haberdasher, yo, and they would dress you. You know what I'm saying? But that was for like motherfuckers with their bread though. You know what I'm saying? Make sure your hat on right. Make sure your tie on straight.
Hippity shirt. That stuff is nice.
And he got like everything he's selling there is like fucking super high end. Like he goes to all the New York fashion shows, New York Fashion Week, and so he stays up with all the like hottest trends. Cause New York is like right behind London. London and Paris be having all the fucking wild shit on the walkways. And then they'll try to bring all those crazy fashions and like tone them down a little bit for the real consumer market. And then New York be like one of the first places in the U.S. to get like a lot of the import fashion styles, a lot of the new brand houses. But my man stay up on that shit. That's how.
Actual front. What is this?
It's a fixed mess.
Why?
For NPA.
MF Doom.
For NDPA winners, yo, when it's too cold outside, yo, you gotta do some shit outside.
COVID done changed the world, cause a black person would have wore this before. They would have thought you was stealing some shit. I swear, you couldn't go into the store with your hats and your scarf and sunglasses and big baggy coats on and shirt covering your face.
And I used to work at the factory, yo. And even in the wintertime, yo, you gotta still go outside for supplies and shit. And be on sometimes you be outside for 10, 15 minutes on the forklift. And it's fucking snowing or raining. Shit be cold as my.
I can only imagine my job in the dead of the winter.
You gotta bundle up in that shit, man. Fuck that.
My job be freezing, cause it's like the way my job is set up, cause it's kind of a brand new building, but it's like I work near a bunch of warehouses and stuff, so it's a bunch of like empty open space. Mm-hmm. And then like inside of my job, it's only 4 of us that work there, and then my boss, and then there's an IT person, but like only 5 of us that sit in the very, very front, like right here in this little section, and then the whole back is just empty, and it just be so cold in here, like.
Yeah, I can't even imagine just working in a big ass cold empty building.
I mean, it's like working in a warehouse. It's an office, but like it's like we have
office in a warehouse.
Basically, like our office used to be in the actual manufacturing warehouse up the street, and then they moved us down to this building. So I mean, it's nice, but it's literally freezing, and our thermostat was broke, and then they just got it fixed. But I literally, even on days when it be 70 degrees, I be at work with a cardigan on, a North Face, and I be having my legs covered. They told me to put a mask on in the bank. Damn.
You know the world changing. Hey man, what are you doing in this bank without your mask on? What's wrong with you? Shit, like you say, 3 years ago you walk in.
Nobody tried to rob no bank during COVID.
Oh, feeling people been robbing shit. We just don't hear about it.
Hey, listen, I ain't robbing no bank, so I can get some money that when I open the bag up, it's gonna pop red on me or some shit, like in the movies.
Mm-hmm. Have those ink tabs in it.
Mm-hmm.
Stain the shit out that shit, and you can't spend it.
Mm-hmm.
And then nowadays most.
Is there a way? I bet there's a way to go around it so it don't pop. You gotta be like a genius.
Most banks, the numbers on the notes themselves. Like, banks keep those...
They can track
the numbers, yeah. Wherever you spend that $100 bill at, they'll track that shit down so fucking fast.
They would have to do, like, some money heist shit and just give it away to all the people so they could, like, have that be their distraction and go rob some other shit. I'm not gonna lie, though. Before COVID, motherfuckers who used to hit them bingo halls, they used to get that bread,
There's
yo.
a lot of money in them bingo
Yes!
halls,
Old people be in there playing they damn retirement check. Like, God. Y'all really betting hundreds of dollars on bingo, putting hundreds of dollars in for bingo? I'm like, that's crazy.
You see that new bingo commercial? You gotta advertise that shit hard.
B-I-N-G-O. The ink tablet is radio controlled. That's all I'm gonna say. You know what I mean? Yes, sir. That's why I said, like, it's kind of impossible. But what people were doing in Maryland, though, or in Baltimore, let me say, Baltimore City.
Baltimore's its own place.
But yeah, Baltimore's its own state. Let's just say that, and everything else is Maryland. But they were breaking into, like, I mean, it was definitely, like, in the hood, but breaking into, like, the little foreigner spots that, like, might sell food or liquor or whatever, and taking their ATMs, yo. And just actually pulling the whole ATM out, getting, like, shit to break it off, and just pulling the whole ATM out, taking it to wherever they gotta go, and then opening that shit up once they get to where they gotta go. And they did that shit, like, 3 times before they got caught. It was a group of friends.
Yeah, that's crazy.
ATMs be having a lot of money in them, too.
Damn, man.
I ain't bold enough. I ain't going to jail for $20,000, $30,000. Fuck that. I ain't going to jail for less than $1 million. I got $1 million. I could probably get myself out. But I ain't going to jail for less than that. You make me feel so good.
And there it goes.
Oh, it already started earlier.
That's the first time I hear it.
Yeah, it's coming down now. I told her to go. She was crying to go outside. So I told her to go outside. And she sees it's just starting to drizzle. And I look at her and she look at me. I'm like, you better go because it's about to start raining. And she was just like, and went out there. I'm like, you can wait if you want to, shorty. You could be pissed off. I ain't never seen a dog so bougie.
I swear, yo.
Like, bitch, you can get your paws wet. You ain't gonna die. You ain't gonna die.
Dog don't like to go to the bathroom in the rain. Or in the, don't like to go outside in the snow.
Just mud. She just don't like it. Well, she'll play in the dirt, but she don't like getting her paws wet.
She don't like being wet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she don't like being wet at all. She don't like bath time.
Other dogs love going out in the fucking snow and shit.
Like, even Boo, she tries to come in every single room in the house. She don't really be trying to come in the bathroom. Every now and again, if you, like, are just by the trash can, she might try to come in there. But, like, if I'm in that shower, Boo don't come in that bathroom. She know better, but still. She don't like blow dryers, vacuum. She's just scary as shit.
Mm-hmm.
You make me feel so good. I really don't feel like going.
I was just about to say that, yo, my girl's supposed to be going somewhere today. I don't think she's going, yo.
I don't feel like it. It's gonna take a good chunk of my day. And then I'm off Friday, so if I can make it 4 days. If they'll give me this paper and not shoot me in the parking lot. Definitely don't want you getting shot up in the parking lot.
Not in the parking lot. Ain't no cameras out there. Get shot inside the building so we got better footage.
See?
There more cameras inside.
Get shot on camera so your family can get some money. And then when you wake up out your coma,
get that
you be
money.
rich.
Yeah, get that money then.
At least I'm trying to hook you up with some bread. He just want to see you get shot. Maybe they'll shoot you with the
Even if I get shot, I want that shit to be on camera, man. I want people to see me. Shit, help me.
Help Are you the man? Are modern women housewives?
Nope.
This is Kevin Samuels.
I know. And that's what the other lady said. She was like, I don't want to be a housewife because it's like they're kind of like slaves. And he was like, well, is your mom married? Yeah, my mom married for 32 years. So you saying your mom slaved as a housewife? Oh, well, yeah, kind of, yeah. It's like, look, lady, you ain't got no respect right now.
So he's saying that women should be housewives, or he's just saying there's nothing wrong with it if you want
to be? There's nothing wrong with it, but if you're
I
going to be a house...
I don't think there's anything wrong with
once
being
again, a housewife stays at home. Now, if you want your husband to go out and work hard enough to support himself, yourself, 2-3 kids, and all the bills, the mortgage and everything, then you should be ready to deal with whatever laws your husband lays down. If you're just a housewife and he provides everything and you don't have to do anything, but stay home and cook.
That's why I've always wanted to work, but I feel like then a lot of women that like they work and the man work, that the woman end up being with the kids more, cooking more, whatever more. So like I feel like if I cook and clean more, then yeah, you could pay 60% and I could pay 40%. If I'm with the kids and I work and I do everything else, and you don't cook as much, yeah, you pay 60%. But I also feel like me as a woman, like, if I was making $100,000 a year, I wouldn't really mind paying more than you pay. So I don't know.
And then the husband can stay at home, and then the woman can make all the demands and say, hey, when I get home, I need my dinner to be done. I'll be hungry when I get home from work. All right,
Remember this conversation.
All right, I got to go to the office in the morning. I just make sure the laundry is done so my blouse is ready. And that's the same thing if the man is bringing in all the bacon. Like, yo, when I get home, make sure my dinner's done.
Yo, same for house dudes. That's what I'm saying. Because when I'm rich one day,
the same way.
Have my dinner cooked when I walk.
I'm domesticated as fuck, yo. My grandma domesticated the fuck out of me. I can sew, cook, bake, garden, and fried chicken and everything else. Let me find, hey, if my woman can make enough money where I can stay at home, I'm not going to fucking work. I'll stay at home and keep the house straight.
Well, thankfully...
Shit, get me an apron and some Betty Crocker goddamn cook.
You can cook. You got that.
Have my shit the top
That's
shelf.
the thing, housewife or not, I really don't mind doing all the cleaning. Like, I don't mind cleaning at all. And I feel like I do a really good job when I clean, so like, I don't know. But cooking, you definitely help with cooking, but if you didn't, shit would be ugly, cause like, I don't know. I don't know how women do it. Like, they've been married to a man for like 10 years and he get off first, but she with the kids, help them do their homework, put them in the bath, cook, clean up, and the man just paying bills and slanging wood. Like, hell no. Alright, what we want to listen to? 37-year-old BBW with 2 kids going to make high value man wait.
Wow.
I don't know that I want to listen
and
to
that's
Kevin
what
right
I'm
now.
saying. Like, they be putting themselves out there for this dude to handle them like that. You can't. Motherfuckers don't have realistic expectations in what they're seeking as a partner. What's realistic in a relationship and there is somebody for everybody. I don't give a fuck who you are. You can find somebody who love you and really want to be with you. So there is that. I don't think he ever says that, oh, you won't get married or you won't find a husband ever in life. He won't say that shit because there's somebody for everybody. But like, if you're trying to say that you want a certain type of man and then you come down with this laundry list, oh, my man got to have this and this and this and this and be able to do this. And you want to put the income bracket in there, like he needs to make a certain amount of money, then you need to be a certain fucking person for that person.
That is true. I don't feel bad at all for my requirements. Like,
this is what I'm saying though. If you a doctor, normally your husband ain't gonna be working at Burger King.
No.
Or if you're a fucking lawyer, your wife isn't gonna be a cashier at Target. That's just how it is. But if you are a cashier at Target and your husband is the manager at Burger King, then I mean, what's the fucking problem? people having.
But it could be like her part time. She could be a housewife, and it could just be her little part time because her man makes money, but she just wants a little money to do dumb shit. Could be. But yeah, pretty much like it should be around in the same area. And if nothing else, elevate each other.
Exactly.
Like if I got a job, let's just say my company decided, hey, we want to move you to the UK and we want to pay you $30 an hour, and I know they have open positions, and I say, babe, yo, they'll pay you $35 an hour to do this. Like, we out.
Don't.
We out.
Most people don't even know, like, my Uncle Larry, this motherfucker worked as a janitor at the fucking YMCA for a couple years and earned some extra dollars to help Aunt Jean get through college. So they can get that money. Now they got all the shmoney.
And that's what I be telling you all the time. Like,
money.
when I get out of school, I'm gonna be making 6 figures. Well, let me say, probably once I get my master's. I don't know about what a bachelor's. If I'm gonna be making 6 figures, I'll be close though. But I mean, that's how you do it. Is he's older than her?
By 11 years.
Oh yeah, so he was supposed to help her then. He was supposed to have his shit together.
And that's why Uncle Larry don't see no problem with me dating younger women.
Mm-hmm. Your aunt don't see no problem with it either, but she knew though.
Yeah, she said that too. Like,
is Travis robbing the cradle?
Because I said something, and I was like, but she's so much younger than me. She's like, well, Larry's 11 years older than I am. I'm like, yeah, this is true.
Yeah. I mean, I am younger than you. The only thing I lack is the experiences that you have. The time and experiences. Like, you've been smoking for way longer than I've only been smoking for like 6-7 years. Like, I've only been fucking for like, less than 10 years. So, like, it is a difference, but I mean, I work and got bills and all the grown-up responsibilities that you do. So it's like, but like once you hit a certain age, it really don't matter.
Mm-hmm.
But like when I was 21 and I was dating somebody who was 40 something, like no, it was too much of a difference. But like I feel like our age difference is healthy.
Now I've been called a lot 23 years. The donkey of the day is a new one.
Well, she got called. Who that?
Okay. Listen, Donkey today for Wednesday, March 24th, goes to self-love ambassador, entrepreneur, social media
Breakfast Club
relationship.
flashed me, yo.
Oh, okay.
The last time I got shut down, it was specifically from a Breakfast Club jump. That's why I'm listening to that shit.
Charlamagne, little snotty, stink perfect. Charlamagne, an instigator.
Like if it's some other shit, like when it was the one thing watched with him and the other guy going at each other. But if it's that official Breakfast Club shit, yo, they don't like other people. Because you know who own that shit? Spotify. Mm-hmm. And that's what flagged me is like, you shared something from Spotify, the Breakfast Club. I'm like, damn. Because you're a bitch ass nigga. That's the girl with the stroller?
Her name is Bagel Karen.
Why? And then everybody else like, well, you just called him a nigger. Well, you just called him a nigger. Well,
I mean, but she said it with a hard ER.
Yeah, but everybody else don't say it either. Just don't say what she just said.
And her two younger, okay, so she got a little baby girl in the stroller. Then she got a toddler little boy, and he looks black. The baby in the stroller could almost pass for white. So, like, basically it go every other. Like, she got two kids that really look mixed, and then she got two kids that, like, really took on her white side.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
All her kids are black by the same man, and you could see that. My point is that the oldest daughter, that, she looks less white than her other siblings. You just see her standing there with her head down. Like, she looks so scared. The kids keep, like, fidgeting and shit. Like, how you gonna sit there and say the N-word in front of your kids? Mm-hmm. And that's how I know that she be calling them that. She probably called the kids and the father that. Mm-hmm. You little nigger babies, I should have never had a baby with a black man. And he says she, like, takes medicine and shit. That be the thing with these Karens. Most of them do be, like, really fucking crazy, but somebody need to knock the shit out them to let them know, bitch, calm your crazy ass down.
Yeah, don't bring the craziness out the house, yo. Take your medicine before you come out in public, bitch.
And it's like, if you feel that way about black people, why you got 4 black kids? Cause then when if somebody come up to your daughter and say, "Oh, you bitch ass nigger," then what? Then what you gonna do? Oh, they're just expressing themselves.
He's not gonna stop it, so please leave.
My mother done fuck people up for less. Anytime somebody called me the N-word, my mother was ready to fight.
That's what he is. Excuse me, ma'am. Hello, ma'am. You need to go.
Bitch
She
ass
said,
N-word.
yeah, she said bitch ass N-word.
No, she said it first. She said, because he's a bitch ass nigga. This like, what? She was like, that's right, I said it, bitch ass
I think
N-word.
this isn't the whole video.
No, you just call him a that's what you just said.
You didn't hear her say it?
So you need to go. You need to go. Yeah, you need to go. So you need to go.
Oh, I'm white trash because I have black cats? Really? Did they say that? They just called you white trash like you just called somebody in it. And that's a Spanish lady standing up for him. A Hispanic lady.
That's what she said on white trash because they have black kids.
Yeah, but like she wasn't saying like she's like, oh, I'm white trash. Oh, I'm white trash because I have black kids. Like, bitch, you just called somebody the N-word.
Yes, white to be invited. Shut up with the red.
Those are people who regret that shit, like having mixed kids.
But really, you had 4 of them. You have a fresh baby.
She really regrets that shit now.
Stephanie De Niro. This was in New York, of course. Security came to escort her out. That was the security guard she was talking to.
No, she's like, he's not gonna serve you, So you might as well leave. So whoever it was a worker working at that place, at the bagel shop.
I'm reading the caption right now. A security guard can be heard telling her she wasn't gonna be served as she continued to deny wearing a mask. So when she responded, why? Because he's a bitch ass N-word. Is that why? Yeah, I see the security out. Oh, yeah, she was in the security. Look, I just seen it at the very beginning.
What, she?
Look. Security. You say you have medical problem. If you got a medical problem, why you out? Go home.
I got medical problems. I can't wear the mask.
Then go home.
You know what your medical problem is? You're fucking crazy, bitch.
It's crazy.
Almost done with the customs. This was my goal for today. Well, no, actually this and interviews later this evening. But that was it. Those are my 2 main goals. But the weather's going to be so nasty. So nasty. I almost don't want to go to Scranton. But I haven't done interviews in months. It's been like 2-3 months since I've done my last interview. That shit gets me rusty, yo. Then I get in there and get behind the camera and my name is Travis. This is my show.
What's up, y'all? Y'all know what it is.
What's up, y'all?
Welcome back to the
motherfucker sound like my cousin.
Daily
What's up, y'all?
Masculinist news feed. And today
Daily
we're
what?
dealing with
Masculine?
this kind of series I've started on this question of whether or not 2021, really 2020 to 21, has offered black women a new deal. And I'm very specific about black women because in many ways it seems that black men have been ignored. So we're going to get a few things done in this video. We're going to review a couple of the offers that are being extended to black women to really kind of back up what I'm saying. And then we're going to actually explore where black men are versus where people think we are, right? So first and foremost,
who's this?
As we get to
Dr. T. Hassan Johnson.
Here,
Hassan Johnson.
what am I talking about? Why am I talking about a new deal, right? Well, mainly, this starts with an article I saw about a week ago coming out of Visa, right? You can find this piece on blackenterprise.com, right? And it is compelling, to say the least. So let me get to why. So it's entitled, Black Women Business Owners Can Apply for $10,000 Grants from Visa, right?
Grants.
And this is important.
Grants.
Right? Because especially during the pandemic, right? When this whole question of mom and pop businesses, small business ownership, black owned businesses, whether or not they would be able to sustain themselves in the midst of the pandemic, those are important questions and real, especially across the black community. But when I started to see these grants popping up here or there, grants from the city, grants from the state, grants, federal grants, philanthropic private grants, what I noticed, corporations, what I started to notice was this consistent stream of these grants only really being offered toward black women. So as I've been saying, there have been some that have been geared and targeted on the basis of race, some on the basis of gender, and then you have this particular segment for black women. I have not seen one yet for black men. From the onset of the pandemic, targeted at black male-owned businesses, particularly in response to lack of capital in general across black businesses, but especially during the pandemic, right? Haven't seen one yet. And this is a problem because yes, black businesses are going under and they do need support, but no one's actually thinking of black men. Now, can black men survive and stand on their own? Not even addressing that question. Black men have been doing so and have been doing so for generations. But you gotta kind of peep how this thing is going, especially when folks with resources come in and start targeting which aspects of your community should get support and which ones shouldn't, right? Then you gotta see who buys into that and how that in turn begins to affect their worldview and their relationships to you as black men. Anyway, so here we go. BlackEnterprise.com. Black women business owners can apply for $10,000 grants from Visa. Here is a disturbing finding. Some 71% of black women business owners across America estimate they can't survive another year under the current pandemic conditions. A new report by payment technology company Visa shows. Right? To help offset that, the Visa's She's Next grant announced on March 4th, and that's some shit, She's Next, grant program announced on March 4th will provide eligible black women-owned businesses across 6 major U.S. cities a shot to win one of 60 $10,000 grants and 1 year I Fund Women coaching membership. 10 grant recipients will each come from Atlanta, Chicago, Detroit, LA, Miami, and Washington, D.C. The effort is geared to address the needs of local entrepreneurs in U.S. cities with the highest concentration of black-owned businesses and where black women proprietors face challenges. Some of the program's criteria include being a black-owned business operating in those cities for 2+ years with at least an annual revenue of $24,000 or more. Applications are open now through April 16th here, right? I'll provide the link. The pandemic has impacted all small businesses, but those run by women and people of color have been disproportionately affected. Kimberly Lawrence, head of U.S. Visa, stated in a news release, with this hyper-local focus on some of the hardest hit areas, Visa aims to make a meaningful difference quickly for the communities and their business owners who need it most. Now understand, this is knee-jerk robotic, intersectionality thinking, right? Intersectionality theory offers the idea that black women are the most oppressed, most particularly across race, class, sex, and gender, simply on the basis of it seems like common sense. It's a commonsensical argument. You know what I mean? It doesn't really need to be proved. We hear, women have it bad, black people have it bad. 2 times 2 is 4. Black women must have it bad. no real analysis into the data, particularly beyond just the candy coating, the surface. But with that logic in place, we have highly educated women in particular, but also white wealth in general, right, who look at these surface level arguments, think they're true because they sound true, and then begin to implement policy or send resources on the basis of that. So this is the importance of research, and this is the importance of data and available data, most particularly, that's put out, for people to consume. Otherwise, you just end up with this kind of, seemingly commonsensical argument that ends up hurting people more than it helps. I continue. This latest action is part of an additional $1 million pledge for Visa, following similar moves by the company to assist Black women entrepreneurs. In June, Visa awarded 25 $10,000 grants and 1 year of coaching resources to Black women small business owners. It awarded $10,000 grants to 4 U.S.-based women-led small businesses impacted by COVID-19 in April 2020. The new drive comes as Black-owned businesses continue to play a vital role in U.S. communities, with more than a third led by women. That is reportedly the largest share by any racial or ethnic group. Still, Black women owners still struggle with lack of capital, scant cash flow, and other hurdles despite their economic contributions. Now, the lack of capital is across the Black community because the majority of wealth that's transferred generationally comes through inheritance. Black folks generally have very little of that, and that's not limited to Black women by any stretch of the imagination. Right? All right. Plus, Visa has extended its partnership with Black Girl Ventures to identify pressing technological needs of small businesses and provide them with the products and education they need to flourish. Black Girl Ventures is proud to partner with Visa to assist these entrepreneurs and provide a megaphone to each community's most pressing needs, stated Black Girl Ventures founder Shelley Bell. While the Black Lives Matter movement elevated consumer support of these businesses, the movement must continue to lift up these neighborhoods financially and spiritually. So notice that a couple of things just happened in that last sentence. One, they cited BLM, right? So again, you have a Black woman-led organization that began off of black male death, and then in another juncture, another black male death was launched in the stratosphere in terms of international attention, by which they were able to garner resources from all over the world. And what did they do to with those resources? Did they target black males? Did they target policy to protect black males? No. They advanced interest and expanded that interest and built on it specifically for Black women and girls. So that's the bait and switch. So even in the context of what this Black Girl Ventures founder, Shelley Bell, says, BLM elevated consumer support for Black women-owned businesses. What the hell does that have to do with Black men being arbitrarily killed by the police? Don't worry, I'll wait. There's no real answer because it doesn't have anything to do with it. Right? The entire ploy was to push and advance Black women at the expense of Black men because the movement was developed off of black male death, and we don't see any change in that, despite how many millions and billions of dollars come into these ventures. So that's one thing. The other thing we saw in this whole question was, she talks about we need to provide a megaphone to each of the community's most pressing needs. What's the pressing need we're talking about? Was it the black male death that the organization you were referring to were initially started on? Oh, I'm sorry. Right. The most pressing needs was to make sure that the most highly enrolled demographic in the country in regard to higher education, they are able to get resources at the expense of the issues that we were really talking about. Okay. So that's one of the things we kind of saw happen there in that last sentence, right? This question of what the black community's most pressing needs were, and this push by BLM to elevate black women-owned businesses, right? Then it says the movement must continue to lift up these neighborhoods financially and spiritually. Right. No other way to do that? Okay, interesting. Okay. I guess we can go with that. So that was Visa. What else are we looking at? There's a couple more. All right, I'm calling your attention to. All right. All right, so this one I'm going to actually share. You know what? Actually, there's two of them here. All right. Okay, let me. All right, so let's start with this one. All right, so we're going to look at this one first. And basically, what we have here is Google, right? This is an article that you can find on blog.google/outreach-initiative. I don't know how the hell that, it's not really a URL that I can send, but if you're interested, you can ask in the comments. I'll send you the link. Or you can just Google the title, Digital Skills Training for 100,000 Black Women, right? So you can see that there. Basically, the highlight of this particular piece that I'm going to check out for you here is highlighted. Right? So today, we're proud to further that mission by announcing Grow with Google, Black Women Lead, an initiative to train 100,000 Black women in digital skills by 2020. Right? The pandemic has resulted in unemployment for millions of Americans, and are further revealing the economic opportunity gaps that still exist for Black women. During COVID-19, women have accounted for 56% of the workforce exits, and Black women have been particularly impacted, losing 154,000 jobs in December 2020 alone. Now, this is some interesting stuff. When we start playing with the numbers, it gets real interesting. Because we know during COVID-19, during 2020, Black men actually lost years on their life expectancy based on the number of Black men dying to COVID, right? In terms of unemployment, we know that in 35 major cities, Black men were unemployed up to 40 and 50%, right? Prior to COVID, right? The homelessness levels for Black men, especially those post-incarceration, were already high when you consider that the Black community constituted half of America's homeless. Across race, the majority of the homeless tend to be male in high numbers anyway. So when you factor those things in, you really have to look at who is actually impacted. Now, it's not about, competing for the sake of competing. It's not about saying that we have it worse, and so F women, we don't need. No, this is about being honest. And if you're going to give resources to those in need and completely sidestep those who are actually in more need, then you need to articulate that and just say it. We know that there's another population of the Black community that actually has it worse, but you know what? We just want to do this. All right, well, at least you're honest. But when you're dishonest and you start playing with numbers, I have a problem. So let's continue. It says because 80% of middle skills jobs in the U.S. require proficiency in digital tools, our new initiative will focus on the essential training. We're thrilled to do this important work in partnership with 6 organizations led by Black women. The Links Incorporated, Dress for Success, and 4 sororities of the National Panel of Council.
For a little while.
Google will train these partners to
seal them up,
deliver,
and then I'll put the laces in them, and then I'll take a picture for my
to Black women in their communities. Dress for Success will offer additional career services, including interview preparation, mentorship, and networking to women participating in the program. This initiative is part of a $15 million commitment the company announced in June to help Black job seekers grow their digital skills. Black job seekers? No. Black women job seekers. There's a bit of a difference.
That's my boss.
All right.
I just
So
take
that
your
was
picture.
Google. All right. So we got Visa, we got Google.
I don't want to hear nothing but that's awesome.
Oh, wow.
Love it. The money's in the.
Right. Goldman
money's in the
Sachs
mail.
throws its golden glove in the ring. Right. It says Goldman Sachs pledges $10 billion to support advancement of Black women. Right? Somebody got picked. The question you really need to ask is picked for what? Right? So according to this article, which is on the CNBC.com website, right? I'm going to skip past the key points. I'm actually going to delve into the article itself. Goldman Sachs said Wednesday it will commit $10 billion over the next decade toward advancing racial equity and economic opportunity for Black women. The new initiative, called 1 Million Black Women,
keep trying to tell y'all, man, come get these customs, man.
will focus on areas
I'm ready for you in the weekend.
capital, job creation, financial health, and workforce advancement. Goldman said the effort is the largest announcement of its kind in size and scope. I'm more than sure it is. Goldman is partnering with Black women-led organizations to better understand the barriers Black women face. The bank will also invest $100 million in philanthropic capital in the next 10 years. The targeted funding will take the form of direct investing as well as grants. The firm said initial investments are underway. The program goal is to positively impact the lives of at least 1 million Black women by 2030, and its advisory council includes former Secretary of State Condoleezza Rice. Goldman's announcement comes as employees, shareholders, and society call on corporate America to do more against systemic racism. A slew of companies have announced new diversity and inclusion measures, but it's still unclear whether these initiatives translate into real progress. In conjunction with its funding announcement, Goldman released a report called Black Womenomics, seeking to quantify the gender and racial biases that Black women have faced and continue to face. Now, this is where they will sidestep Black male studies scholars in order to highlight a very narrow perspective and a very cherry-picked notion of data to look at that propagates this idea that intersectionality holds true on an empirical level, which for the most part is false. Anyway, so like countless studies before, the findings show racial inequality is not just a social issue, but an economic one as well. The research found that Black women are paid 35% less than white men. Reducing this gap could create between 1.2 million and 1.7 million jobs in the U.S. and increase GDP as much as $450 billion annually. Notice how they didn't compare.
My back hurts, but
we'll get to that.
I'm doing this grant.
Man, progress in closing the wage gap has stalled. The wage gap between Black and white women stands at 15%, up from 5% in the early 1980s.
It's only $15, but
education, occupation,
don't get it.
And
that's
industry.
I'm like, yo, I just typed up all that shit, and they ain't told me beforehand I was going to have to pay for it.
Career opportunities play a large
And I
part.
believe they only choose one winner, so like, what are my chances of winning?
Alright.
But I don't want to think like that.
Largely because of lower earnings and limited access to capital, Black Americans are much less likely to own high return assets than white individuals, including homes, stocks, and especially their own businesses. The report stated, finding that the median Black household owns almost 90% less wealth than the median white household. The coronavirus pandemic has exacerbated the challenges Black women face. February jobs data showed a 5.9% unemployment rate.
Since they give away $10,000
the figure
each
for
month,
Black women stood at 8.9%.
and then $25,000 away at the end of the year, so it
Now
might
you
be
remember,
worth it.
I just pointed out to you how, for Black men, you're talking about 40 to 50% unemployment in 35 major cities. But now, and that's the key point to this particular article, right? You notice nothing in here was actually, identified toward Black men.
I don't know.
They didn't compare
Something is just telling me like just pay the money because you.
Why is that important? Because usually when you see data or you see articles presented about white women, they compare them to
little break.
right? But they don't do that when it comes to Black Americans because they know.
Done. Like I said, I just gotta seal them up.
It's a much higher.
And put
Black
the laces
women's
back in them.
the income in relation to Black men
Brushes
is
off
much
good.
different than white women's
Let me
income
run
in
and do that
relation to Black
first.
men. Even
Wash
though
these
we all
brushes
know
out
in
real
terms of the gaps between the two, and the article tried to allude to this while dismissing it at the same time, but it still holds true in 2021. It has much more to do with occupations chosen and hours worked that designate the difference in wage. But in the Black community, even that gulf is much smaller, mainly because of education. Education affording women with white-collar jobs that tend to pay more on the basis of degrees achieved. And we know, based on data that I presented in my own show, the Onyx Report, that when it comes to education, from 1976 to 2019, what we've seen is that Black men have about nearly, almost to the number, 50% of the degrees Black women have since 1976, right? Why is that? Because in the 70s, when they were already providing a financial floor for Black men, they didn't provide for Black men, that we generally refer to generically as welfare, which includes a number of different measures from housing support to utilities to food, so on and so forth. Black men weren't offered those options. And then when they decided to open up the prison industrial complex, after initiating a war on drugs, or at least allowing it to function and flow through Black communities while providing limited, low quality education, fewer jobs. You actually had, at the same time, you had this industrial push where jobs left the country. Well, the way that hit Black neighborhoods was devastating. And the methods drug influx in the economy, but it also became a funnel to putting Black men in prison if they didn't get killed in this entire process. So you had prison and death for one demographic, you had welfare and college for the lower and middle class aspects of another demographic. Fast forward 50 years, and you have a difference that I'm going to point out in a minute, but it's not quite what you think. But it's still nonetheless impactful. Black men are devastated, and yet nobody's talking about that. But education,
but if I do it, it'll actually apply me for all of their grades on the website. So I feel like it's worth it because it's a one-time thing.
Oh, yeah.
screen.
Sound bad.
So this is one of the things you,
Yeah, and they
you
choose
see
a winner every month. So.
when it comes to the differences we live, right? So now we've got Visa, we've got Google, we've got
I would just speak it into
Goldman
existence now.
Sachs,
Thank
all
you,
making
universe,
heavy investments
that
in black
got
women.
this
A demographic that our country had been making investments in at least since World War II, right? With what I mentioned earlier.
Oh my God.
But what I want to point out that goes with this in a way that many don't necessarily recognize is that black men actually are doing better than people think, despite barriers, right? We're not helped. We're not offered help.
All right, Sunday,
Nobody's out
Sunday,
there way
Sunday.
institutionally to help black men. We actually, if we do get help, it's based on policies that are broad and impact large demographics, right? People of color politics, poor people politics, or I should say policy, right? Those things, you know, those become the only kind of help we get, but it's never targeted at black males, despite how we tend to suffer in greater numbers in very key areas, right? So I pointed out unemployment, I mentioned homelessness, I talked about
We will
incarceration.
announce 5 finalists for the
policies that
second
directly
Friday
and
of the next
significant
month
national
through our
level
email
help
list,
black
Facebook
men that are
page, and
suffering
finalist
from these
page.
different areas.
The winner will be
But
announced on the
despite
20th.
that, how many of you knew that
I'm gonna be pissed if I make it through
63.9%
to
of
the
black-owned
finalists and I ain't
businesses
the winner.
are
Don't
run
do
by
that.
men?
Mm-hmm.
It's not good.
All this talk we've heard, especially over the last 5 years, about how much black women have advanced in terms of entrepreneurship. They have more businesses
All
than
right, what
any
y'all
other
guys
demographic
getting
coming
into
up in a
today?
short
You
period of
wanna turn
time. Then also they have a greater percentage of businesses in
I
their
forgot I
community
was the
than
one
other
playing.
racial groups of women.
Oh, what's good for the day? What's good for the day? Like I said, this was one of my main goals. I'm gonna put these paints away. As I don't want to finish put the sealer on these shoes yet. I actually want to just come back in a couple hours and look at them again and make sure I still like them, and see if there's anything I see I need to touch up or anything like that. And then if not, then I'll put the sealer on them. Like I say, lace them back up and goddamn take a picture for my social media and let people know I did another pair of custom sneakers and it just came out kind of hot, yo. So not too shabby. I be liking these custom sneakers little deals too, man. It's quick little money. Pick a couple dollars, I need that. Or did I pull that finish out?
So you have to be a black woman. It's only going to 60 women, and it's across 6 key cities. So there's a method for their madness. They're not just giving free shit. Visa ain't just giving free shit to black women. It's probably in a city where they're like, okay, I can make some shit off of this, or this will help it, whatever. But only across, if you're trying to help black women, how you gonna say across these 6 major cities? What about the black women that aren't in the major cities that really do need the help? Like, so he should have did his research before he spoke on that, because it's definitely a bullshit ass. And then you already gotta have the business, so it's like, yeah, it's gonna help, but Visa got long money, they ain't doing that much.
Oh, that is something I did want to do right there. Shit, I already see that part. I wanted to add a little more highlights to that. His arm. I'll come back and get it later. Alright guys, we'll holler at y'all later. Yeah. Like always, I appreciate y'all chilling in the studio with me, man. Checking out the progress on these art pieces that I'm doing. Like I said, we just did this custom pair of Spider-Man Air Force Ones today. These are for my supervisor's daughter, which is pretty cool. Spider-Man, Peter Parker. We're the Avengers, man. Hope y'all have a good one. I'll catch y'all next time. Peace.